eyes in the high school football world turn to Las Vegas, Nevada. We've got a great game for you here on the MaxPreps Game of the Week. Our first game of the season features the number 1 and number 2 teams in the country. It's the St. John Bosco Braves taking on the Bishop Gorman Gaels. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Season 2 of the MaxPreps Game of the Week. I'm Jeff Kurtz alongside Zack Poff. If you missed Season 1, don't worry, we won't make you binge watch it unless you want to go back on MaxPreps' YouTube page and watch Season 1 for the first time over last year. But look, for this year, what can you expect? More great games, more great teams, more great plays, a lot of highlights, Zack, and boy, what a game we've got to start with.
Yeah, it's not bad when you start with the top 2 teams in the country, number 1 versus number 2. St. John Bosco comes in from Bellflower down in SoCal. They're the number 1 team in the country, and they face the Bishop Gorman Gaels, who come in at number 2. Jeff, 16th time since 2000 that the top 2 teams are playing, and this is the earliest in the season that we've seen any of these 1 versus 2 matchups.
It really makes for an intriguing matchup for both of these two teams, and that Bishop Gorman has played 1 game under their belts, but you can't even really call it a full game. It was about a half of a game because they ran into weather delays due to lightning strikes in the area, so they've only got a half under their belts. They were up 41-0 at the time. St. John Bosco hasn't played at all, so both coaches telling us during the week they're really interested to see how their players respond. And let's start with the 2 key players for each team. First, beginning with the St. John Bosco Braves.
Yeah, it's going to be important for St. John Bosco to get some good quarterback play, and that's we look at junior QB Koa Malau'ulu. Jeff, he's a guy who's been starting since his freshman year, and he has gotten better each season. I expect him to take an even bigger jump during his junior season. He kind of steps into a little bit more of a leadership role this year with Madden Williams, Daniel Odom, and Carson Clark all graduating at the wide receiver position. I think it's going to bode well for Malau'ulu as he gets a chance to shine here in the bright lights in Las Vegas.
And develop a new core of receivers. It's rare for him to be the old guy of the bunch now, but he is in his junior year. Meanwhile, on the other side of the field, Bishop Gorman, they got some pretty good players too. Let's look at one of them.
Yeah, Zyron Minor. You know, this is a guy who had a little bit of injuries last year, but still had 14 receiving touchdowns. He's a top 100 player overall in the class of 2028. You know me, Jeff, I like that popcorn, and he is a get-your-popcorn-ready player. I think he's going to be important for the Gaels offense as they, work in 2 new quarterbacks this year with Chance Thomas and Ace Amina. Zyron Minor is going to be the favorite target for both those quarterbacks here tonight. They're going to need a big game for him if they want to take down St. John Bosco.
Let's look at the keys to the game for both of these teams. Coach is really trying to feel out what do they have. Are we as good as we've looked in practice? Let's take a look here with St. John Bosco. And one of the big things that Coach Jason Negra talked to us about is managing their emotions.
Yeah, and Kurtz, I was a little disappointed, man. Usually you're a little more wordy and a little more creative with the keys to the game, but it's important.
First game in. We're going to ease our way in here.
It's important for Bosco to manage the emotions. That's going to be key for them. You got to just stay calm, stay poised, because if you get too emotional, you're going to see a lot of penalties early on, and you might see some turnovers. And get ahead early for Bosco. I think it's important for Koa Malau'ulu to get some things going offensively. The Braves have a really good defense, so important for him to establish a couple of big drives early on for the Braves.
And then for Bishop Gorman, line play. Both coaches mentioned the offensive and defensive lines, but for Gorman, there was special emphasis from Coach Brent Browner.
Yeah, I mean, 6'3", 330 pounds. Is that big?
Yeah.
That's the average height and weight for the offensive line for Bishop Gorman. They got some big dudes on the offensive line. They're all non-seniors, too, so they got a lot of experience last year as sophomores, and now they enter their junior year. So it'll be important for them to really establish us on the line of scrimmage.
And then handling those big game uncertainties, folks. We're going to find out how this all goes for these 2 teams. Number 1 versus number 2. Coming up in the hot desert of Las Vegas, Nevada. We'll be back with the MaxPreps Game of the Week. Stay tuned for some great action.
Game day's here. You try to make it every week, but sometimes life gets in the way. With the NFHS Network, you can be there, catching those important moments live while on the go. And even if you're at the game, you're stuck behind your phone, trying to record that one great moment you'll remember forever. With the NFHS Network, live and on-demand games with highlights and game recaps will be ready for you to rewatch and share with friends and family. 30 sports across 50 states, 500,000 games. One way to get closer to the athlete who matters most, yours. NFHS Network. Be in the stands wherever you are.
St. John Bosco kicking the ball away. The high school season underway here in 2026, and this one's going to go into the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jeff Kurtz, Zack, Poff back with you here on the MaxPreps Game of the Week. St. John Bosco won the coin toss, elected to defer to the second half. They're in the white jerseys with the navy blue lettering going right to left across your screen. And Bishop Gorman, their offense, out for the first time here against Bosco tonight. And those orange helmets with the G on the side. The black jerseys this evening. They got a lot of black and
I love
actually
it, man.
just a lot of jersey combinations.
Easy to see the numbers for us up here. And I tell you what, man, if you're watching the game right now on our YouTube channel, pick up your phone, call your friends, call your family. This is the biggest football game going on in the country right now, number 1 versus number 2. I've been excited all week, Kurtz, waiting for this one.
From what I saw on the podcast the other day, you've been excited for months.
That's true, 5 months, I guess.
Ace Amina in at quarterback. He's wearing number 1 tonight instead of number 12, which is his normal number. He's going to hand it off on first down, giving it off to Noah Cole, who's going to take it across the 25 out near the 27-yard line for a gain of 7. Jason Negro, 17th-year head coach, guiding St. John Bosco at today's game. 7-year head coach Brent Browner on the sideline for Bishop Gorman. Both coaches fired up. We got a chance to talk to both of them briefly before the game started, and they were excited, and especially Coach Negro, anxious to get the season going.
Yeah, and you look at Browner's job he's done with Gorman. He's really got them back to national relevance since taking over in 2020. They finished ranked in the top 5 in each of the last 4 years.
Handoff again, left-hand side, big gain and a first down for Bishop Gorman as they take it out to the 40-yard line. Once again, Noah Cole on the carry, the junior. 2 nice carries, big gains, 1 first down.
Yeah, and you get a look at that massive offensive line for Bishop Gorman, just controlling the line of scrimmage. Noah Cole, good job to find the hole. 2 good carries to start the game for the junior. This is a guy last year led the team in rushing and rushing touchdowns with 617 yards and 5 touchdowns.
And you look at the starters for Bishop Gorman.
You'll see Corey hitting a lot this night, too. Former Bosco Braves Iron Manor receiver we talked about at the start. And then you look at that big offensive line, average 6'3", 330 pounds.
Yeah, if you aren't carrying 3 bills on you, don't check into the game if you're Bishop Gorman. Here's a pass out of the backfield. The catch made by Corey Hinton. Hinton's got another first down, and we got a penalty marker. A face mask most likely at the end of the play. Gorman pushing the ball into St. John Bosco territory at the Braves 44 for the moment.
Yeah, and he's got to be excited to play against his former team last year at Bosco. He had 54 carries, 410 yards, and 6 touchdowns. And you're going to get an extra 15 yards added after the face mask on the sideline.
And that is the call, face mask against St. John Bosco. So now instead of having the ball at the 44, you've got it down at the Braves' 29-yard line.
And, we were talking about Brent Browner, the job he's done, 62-4 record since taking over. And you look at the last 4 years. Last season they finished number 3 in the country, 2024 number 4. In 2023 they finished number 1, and the year prior at number 4. And they finished number 15 in his first year as head coach. So he has done a tremendous job with this Bishop Gorman program. Look at Brent Browner right there. He was excited pregame, man. You can see the juices flowing.
Yeah, he is locked into this one.
And we talked about before the game, too, important to have these good early drives, so a good start for the Gaels.
Amina on first down, play action, quick toss to the near side, short side of the field. Modest gain there as the pass completed to Briston Sansino. They'll take it inside the 30-yard line and around the 27 for a pickup of 2.
Yeah, this is a dude last year. He played out in Hawaii, helped Campbell win their first state title since 2004. Played also with Jaron Kiave Sungapolatelli, who's at Cal, arguably the best left-handed quarterback in all of college football. Had a really good freshman year for Cal. But a good job by Sansino on there to pick up a couple yards. Our player to watch, Zyron Menor, is out in the slot on the far side of the field, along with Hazen Costales-Torres, 2 receivers near side. Sansino, one of them. In the backfield, Noah Cole. A little shifting around. Now in motion is Sansino. Amina looking that way, but we got a whistle, and a timeout was called by Bishop Gorman. A little pump fake by the ref there, huh? First he said timeout Braves and said nope, actually it was the Gaels. So early first timeout for Bishop Gorman. I don't mind the timeout early. first half doesn't really matter as much as you get in the second half. But, it's a big play coming up. 2nd and 8, you want to kind of keep that down and distance respectable. You don't want to have a 3rd and too long.
Well, and maybe it points to, Zach, as well, the emphasis both coaches made about getting out in front early.
Yeah.
That Coach Browner would burn a timeout less than 3 minutes into the football game at a 2nd and 8 situation. Maybe that shows the import of this particular play coming up here, given how well they've moved the football so far.
Yeah. Bishop Gorman wants this one, too, because, they've done a great job, but if they don't win this game, they're really not going to have a chance to finish #1 in the country. St. John Bosco, on the other hand, they could lose this game and still find their way back to finish #1 in the country just because of the level of competition they play and playing down in Southern California in the Trinity League, and then you play in the toughest postseason playoff bracket in the CIF Southern Section D1 bracket.
St. John Bosco has the likes of Santa Margarita, the current champion in the Southern Section, the top division. Mater Dei, of course. Servite, J. Sarah, Orange Lutheran upset St. John Bosco last year. A tough end of the Brave season.
I still couldn't believe they pulled off that win. The weather conditions were terrible, but both teams had to play in it.
As Coach Negro told us, he said, we played really well for about 9.5 games last year. In the second half of the Mater Dei game and then an Orange Lutheran game, it all fell apart for us. Here is Amina stepping up, pressure coming. He dodges a guy, and then he's going to pick up a first down and more and take it into the red zone down to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, great job by Ace Amina. Had to make one guy miss, picks up a first down, sets up 1st and goal. You get a look at the sophomore apprentice Jones on the tackle. But you get a look, just a good job by Amina. His receivers aren't open, goes right by Josiah Poyer. Big pickup for the junior quarterback.
Yeah, nice job by Amina, working with his feet there to pick up the yardage. And I think he really surprised the defender there.
Yeah, and really Chance Thomas, the other quarterback we're going to see tonight, he's the one that's more mobile, but Amina showing his quickness there.
1st and goal for Bishop Gorman. They started this drive at their own 20-yard line, opening possession of the game. In the backfield is Hinton. He's going to get the carry to the left. Bosco is there defensively, and it will be a gain of 2 to the 8-yard line.
And this is a big momentum spot for both teams, because if Bosco can hold them to a field goal here, I think they'll feel pretty good. If the Gaels can punch us in for a touchdown, they're going to get a ton of momentum. As you said, start this own drive at their own 20, and I don't think they've had a 3rd down yet.
They have not. No, Noah Cole has been doing a really great job. 2 carries right out of the gate for 20 yards. And you throw Hinton into the mix as well. Amina's only thrown that one pass to Sansino for 2 yards. And then that prompted the timeout right after it.
And, we touched on Bishop Gorman's offensive line before the game, and that size is really showing here on this opening drive. They've really controlled the line of scrimmage.
Cole in the backfield this time. Tight formation left with the tight end Trent Walker, one of the captains on this team, just off the hip of the left tackle. Play action. Pass out of the backfield. Nice job by Gorman, and a touchdown for Noah Cole.
Yeah, what a play call. That was too easy for Ace Amina. He knew that play was going to work. Walk-in touchdown for Noah Cole. What an impressive drive for the Gaels to start this one. And, coming in, we thought the Braves defense would be, one of their bright spots. Bishop Gorman didn't have 1 3rd down, go all the way 80 yards. Capped off with the touchdown pass from Amina to Noah Cole.
That is a fantastic start for Bishop Gorman. As now the extra point try coming up. The holder is Kason Clark. Maximiliano Fuentes is going to boot this right almost to our camera spot on the veranda over that goalpost to our right-hand side. 7-0 our score as Fuentes connects. And less than 4 minutes into this game, the Gaels have themselves an early lead.
Yeah, impressive start for Brent Browner in this Gaels offense. Important drive coming up for the Braves. I know it's still early, but your defense was just on the field for the first 4 minutes of this first half. It's over 100 degrees here. You want to allow your defense to get a little bit of a break.
Well, as we look at number 1 versus number 2, there are 8 other teams that round out the MaxPreps top 10. Zach, why don't you take us through them?
Yeah, Aquinas won big tonight. St. Francis Academy gets rolling next week. Last I saw, IMG was up 13-0. They're playing out in Utah against Lone Peak. Santa Margarita playing Orlando Jones. Buford plays tomorrow against Gainesville. Should be a good game. You were on the call. Last night, Crota Centennial looked good. Quentin Hell, Jana Jefferson, that's going to be a lethal combo. Mater Dei starts tonight. And we'll be doing Duncanville next week as they play at Allen, number 10 versus number 17, opening week in Texas. So we got 2 big-time games to start the year here for the MaxPreps Game of the Week.
We absolutely do. Then we get Modern Day and Centennial a little bit later on in September.
I was texted last night. I said, hey, Corona Centennial might run the table this year. I'm impressed with what they got there. And they didn't even have Jaden Watt Green yet either.
3 teams from the Trinity League in the MaxPreps top 10. A lot of those teams going to be featured on the MaxPreps Game of the Week and on the NFHS Network throughout the course of the season. Gaels kicking off after the touchdown drive, and this one's going to bounce into the end zone as St. John Bosco wisely lets that squib kick go, and they will start out their own drive at the 20 as well.
Bishop Gorman played last week, won 41-0 at half. Jeff, they allowed 9 total yards in that first half. I mean, this is a great unit. They're good on all 3 levels, but I'm looking forward to seeing Tayon Lawrence. And then you got Tamatoa Naote at middle linebacker. This is a dude who's really under-recruited. I think he's the most underrated linebacker in high school football. He's been showing out since his freshman year. He got hurt during his sophomore year, so that kind of hurt his recruitment.
Well, here's Koa Malau'ulu. Malau'ulu out there in his junior year. A 3-year starter so far with a new core of wide receivers. And Malik Allen in the backfield. Man in motion to the near side. And the snap over the head of the quarterback. And he's going to pull it in at the 2-yard line. And we have a penalty marker on the play.
Yeah, it'll be
at the moment, a loss of 18.
Yeah, not how you want to start if you're Negro. Kind of wait and see what this penalty is. See if maybe it's like a false start on the center, maybe moving too early, or...
There is nothing, I don't think Jason Negro has ever rooted for a dead ball penalty harder in his entire life than he is right now. If it is, then it's back at the 15-yard line, and the whole bad snap is a moot point. But
you usually don't see a penalty thrown from that area pre-snap, so it'll be interesting to see, because he threw it literally right as the ball was snapped. I have a feeling they're maybe talking about picking it up. There's Jason Negro.
Yeah.
17 years head coach, having his 171, no flag. So Negro's not going to be happy. Smart move to take the camera off him there, guys.
They are picking up that flag, so it's a 17-yard loss back to the 3-yard line, making it 2nd and 27.
And not only that, you get a look at the replay there. I mean, center was the only one ready to go. Heads up play by Malau'ulu to at least jump on it, but now you got 2nd and a mile. Here you just want to get out of your own end zone, so if you do punt, you're not punting out of the back of the end zone.
Malau'ulu is going to hand it off to Allen. Allen cuts upfield across the 5 to the 6. A gain of 3. Yeah, I don't think you try anything too tricky here, Zach, do you?
I expect a draw or a screen pass. 3rd and 24, you don't got much on the call sheet there.
No, especially this deep in your own end.
That's got to be so frustrating because, those first 15 plays are so key. That's your game plan for the whole week, and then it gets thrown off right there on the first snap.
Allen moves to Malau'ulu's left-hand side. 2 receivers near side, 1 far side.
I'm telling you, though, Kuika Moeali lined up all by himself on the far side. He's a dude.
And here's the pass, and the ball is knocked free on the strip sack, and it is... We got a penalty marker at the end of it. I haven't seen a touchdown signal or a safety signal. What do we got? We got penalty markers everywhere, though. But no signal yet from our officials.
Still waiting.
Yeah, talk about drawing out the drama. Have we seen a signal from any of the officials yet? Bishop Gorman is celebrating like they've just got...
I think it's a touchdown, but I didn't see a signal yet either, because you see the...
And we haven't seen what happened with the penalty marker, but they're lining up for an extra point. So strip sack, recovery, and 6 for the Gaels. Here we go.
The result of the play is a touchdown. Fumble recovered by defense before going out of the end zone. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense, number 45. This penalty will be enforced on the ensuing kickoff.
It'll be marked off on the kickoff.
Yeah, just a great play there. Braylon Ivory coming off the edge, and it looks like Calvin Leah jumps on it in the back of the end zone. That was actually his twin, Caleb Leah, on the touchdown recovery.
And then he's the one who got flagged for the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, but you can get why he was excited, as the extra point is good. And just like that, with 6:53 to go in the first quarter, it's a 14-0 Bishop Gorman lead.
And Negro's probably having nightmares about how this one might start. And nightmare has turned into a reality here. Just a great start for the Gaels. And, you know, it really came down to that first snap on 1st and 10, went over Malau'ulu's head. And then next thing you know, 2 plays later, forced fumble, touchdown for the Gaels. And you get a look at the sophomore Braylon Ivory there. Just a good job coming off the edge. Malau'ulu had no chance there. And nice awareness by Leah Ia to jump on it for the touchdown.
I'm surprised they were throwing on a 5 or 6 step, 7 step drop back there to try to get the ball out of there, but maybe you just do a quick hitter up the middle. I don't know. It's easy to make that call from here, but they were trying to make something happen.
Yeah, 3rd and 24 is tough because, you know, obviously you have to have the right protection, get time to even allow your receivers to get far enough down the field. I was a little surprised there. I thought they'd try a little screen, quick pass, or even try a draw. But hey, if you're going to fall behind 14-0, down 14 points, better to do it early in the first quarter as opposed in the second half.
So you'll have on the penalty Gorman's first, also for 15 yards. Each team now with 1 for 15 as St. John Bosco on the Gaels' opening possession got flagged for a 15-yard face mask penalty. They're now kicking off is Bishop Gorman from their own 25-yard line.
You know, it's funny too, last year is, I mean, I feel like there weren't many points coming in early, and we got 14 points here, and we're not even halfway through the first quarter. I saw BJ text us, so it made me think of him.
BJ Pilling, one of the, I don't know if we should call him the instigator of the MaxPreps game of the week.
100%,
or one of the,
yeah.
But certainly was chiding us last year when we had a lower scoring affair,
Yeah.
but we're making up for that here in the first 6 minutes. Kick returnable from inside the 15-yard line. Bosco looking for some good field position across the 30. 35. Nice job weaving his way. DJ Tubbs out near the 40-yard line.
DJ Tubbs is a stud. I mean, he's got 15 offers already, 3-star. He's been playing since he was a freshman. Had 493 yards receiving last year as a sophomore, 7 touchdowns. But he's also dynamic in the return game as a kick returner and punt returner. 27
yards on the return and solid field position for St. John Bosco for this, their second possession, Zack. And, you know, you hate to say you got to get something rolling this early in a game, but, boy, if Bishop Gorman's going to be putting up points this quickly, you need to match here.
Especially with this young Braves offense, especially at the receiver core. You get a look at sophomore Anthony Uzundu lined up all by himself here on the near side.
Handoff on first down. Short yardage. A couple to the 42. Actually, they're going to give him 1 to the 41-yard line. That was Allen on the carry.
Yeah, you want to at least get a couple of first downs. Start feeling a little good about your offense after that, you know, disaster on the first drive. That's a nice thing about having a quarterback like Koa Malau'ulu, a guy that's been playing. This is his 3rd year starting, where he's not going to get, you know, too emotional, get too nervous. He's going to stay calm, and he's really the leader of this offense now.
Malau'ulu has Allen to his left on second down. Going to keep it himself and roll to his left-hand side. Not a lot there, and he's going to throw it away. Great pursuit by Bishop Gorman. First guy back there was Tayon Lawrence, the defensive end. And he's the one who really broke up that play.
Yeah, Tayon Lawrence, he's a top 200 player in the class of 2027 for a reason. He's got offers from the likes of Ohio State, Oregon, Alabama, Ohio State. He's really that guy that gets this front four going.
So once again, a tough third down situation. Not 3rd and 24 at least, but 3rd and 9 from their own 41-yard line.
Yeah, this is not good if you're the offensive coordinator here. You've had 2 3rd and long situations.
Man in motion to the near side. The far side is Uzundu, and he looks like he hurt his ankle a little bit, so you got one through a receiver in the pattern. Long pass down the field. Is that caught? No, incomplete. Broken up at the last moment by Xavier McDaniel.
Yeah, great play by McDaniel. Just a little underthrown as Tubbs was past the defense. Malau'ulu could not get enough on that one, but a nice job by McDaniel to track it down. Yeah, not great when your receiver kind of pulls his hamstring motion over. Malau'ulu just a little underthrown. Nice job by McDaniel to get his hands on it.
He's throwing on the run, rolling out off of 1 foot. The fact that he got the ball that far at all, he could have underthrown that and it would have been picked.
Yeah.
And now you lose Uzundu potentially hobbling off the field as he went in motion.
And he's a receiver they're very high on, class of 2029. He's already got a few offers led by Miami and Oklahoma.
A big target at 6'4", 206. So now the punting unit on. The kick, high kick short. Fair catch called for by Bishop Gorman. They'll have it at the 31-yard line.
This could get ugly quick here if Gorman can put together a nice drive here. I mean, Bosco's offense, one drive turned into a defensive touchdown. The other drive got 1 yard.
I mean, you've got negative 15 yards so far for St. John Bosco on their first 2 drives. That is not what the coaching staff envisioned walking into this game.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, for Bishop Gorman, you've got a team on the ropes. You're not going to put a finishing blow on in the first quarter, but you can certainly put them in a tougher spot with a touchdown drive here.
Ace Amina getting his second drive in a row. I mean, he had a great first drive, so you got to keep the hot hand in.
Amina on first down, going to hand it off to Cole. Cole's going to run into that defensive line, and Bosco's defense is going to have to step up. We now have a penalty marker at the end of the play, however. The tackle was made initially by Kekoa Peko, but now you have the penalty marker flying in at the end of it. Gain of 1 on the play to the 32-yard line. Looks like at least Bosco's indicating it might be against Gorman.
Block in the back. Offense,
that is going to be a block in the back against
10-yard
Bishop
penalty.
Gorman.
Replay.
Brandon Nash was signaling it was going that way, number 19 for St. John Bosco, and he was right.
Yeah, Nash, one of the top players in the class of 2028. He kind of plays that star position for this Braves defense. To see him line up towards the line of scrimmage, play a little linebacker, also go back, play a little safety. Very flexible, plays all over on defense. And that was Kekoa Peko on the tackle. His uncle, Domatoa Peka, played in the NFL had a long career in the NFL. Little Neff trying to create his own path.
That's a spot foul, so the block in the back occurring at the 32-yard line. They'll take it 10 yards back from there, set up a first down and 19. We'll call it 20 on our score strip there, but ball marked at the 22-yard line. Amina with a man in motion. Sansino looking right, has some time, has a lot of time, going to roll out. We got a penalty marker down. That's going to be a hold as this ball is caught by Corey Hinton. He'll be tackled at the 40. Tackle made by Isala Wiliava, but I think this one's going to come back.
Yeah, you can see Ace Amina looking back. He's still looking.
And that is a hold
Number
against
77,
Gorman.
10-yard penalty, replay, first down.
That's a big penalty on the Gaels right there, because you had a big play there. Isala Wiliava just kind of lost Corey Hinton, the running back there. They're kind of playing, looked like a zone coverage, but Wiliava was man-to-man. But all for naught is this one. It's going to make it 2nd and 29, or second and very long.
Yeah, again, a spot foul. It's going to put it back at the 12-yard line. You saw that hold right off the edge there,
yeah.
Zach, on that upper left corner of your screen as Amina was rolling out.
The Braves defense has to get off the field on this drive. You got 1st and 29.
Yeah, this is a prime opportunity here.
Yeah.
I mean, if you give up a first down with a 1st and 29, 1st and 30 situation.
Yeah, that'd be a backbreaker. Yeah, the Braves defense, though, this was supposed to be a pretty sharp unit. They have looked a little lost here in this first game of the season. You know, that's what Negro was talking to us about, too. There's still a lot of things we're learning.
Amina going to keep it on the ground here. Handoff running left. Oh, nice move to the outside with a bit of room and making up a lot of that yardage. First carry of the game for Trey Washington, a freshman at 5'11", 200 pounds, and he is shifty back there.
I was about to say, that's the freshman, man. He had a touchdown in last week's game. 5'11", 200 pounds. This Bishop Gorman running back room is special. You get a look at the vision there from Washington, able to follow his blockers, and nice chunk run there to make it 2nd and about 16. Yeah, Trey Washington's already got 8 offers, played 1 varsity game. Arizona, Utah, Syracuse.
Well, you can see why, just on 1 run.
Yeah, among the offers so far for the 5'11", 200-pound freshman.
Washington's going to stay in the game, this time to Amina's left-hand side. Amina looking to throw. He's looking for Washington, but he's picked off. Pass underneath, almost intercepted. Josiah Poyer breaks up the pass, but we're going to have a penalty marker. And I think we might have a little bit of interference as Washington had contact made with him, even though the ball wasn't thrown in his direction.
Yeah, Washington was running, and he just got tackled as he was going into his route.
That's one way to eliminate a receiver from the play, but not a legal one.
Yeah, that's a tough penalty on the Braves there. He was in good position, too, I believe. I think it might have been Dorian Franklin.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Defense, number 13. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Wow. Well, you see it right there.
Yeah, it was Dorian Franklin, number 3.
That's a pretty clear call, but the tough part is you had them in the 1st and 30, and now with 15 yards on top of that, you've got 2nd down and 1.
And Dorian Franklin, I mean, he's a smart dude. He's committed to Harvard. Just a tough play, just kind of took out Trey Washington as he was going into his route, but that's a big-time penalty right there. It would have been 3rd and 16, 3rd and long.
Well, and he had the right idea. I mean, he read that they were looking for Washington. He just got a little overzealous in his pursuit. So now in a 2nd and short situation, Gorman, who a moment ago was looking at how do we dig ourselves out of this hole, has got a lot of options offensively. Amina's going to do a quick hitter to the outside, and that's going to be a 1st down as Sansino will take it across the 40 out near the 43-yard line. And Gorman works all the way back after 25 yards and penalties.
Yeah, that was tough. And it started, too, with that nice run by Trey Washington, the freshman, to cut it to 2nd and 16, and then, boom, 15-yard penalty. And one play later, you get the 1st down, and they're nearing to get this one into Braves territory. And you look at Jason Negro, they've played, some of the best competition out of state-wise. He's 31-4 during his career in out-of-state competition, and only one loss since 2018. That one loss came at Kahuku in Hawaii.
But of those 4 losses, 2 have come against Bishop Gorman the last time in 2016. It's been 10 years since these two teams have played each other.
Yeah.
The previous loss was in 2014. So Gorman owns a 2-0 mark against St. John Bosco. Here comes the pressure, and Amina is hit. A blitz, late, incomplete pass. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Good job there coming off the edge, Ethan Coach.
Yeah. 3-star Washington commit. Just a good job disguising the blitz. Amina got rid of it just in time, but nice pressure by Ethan Coach. His twin, Justin, out for the year towards ACL in spring, but both those guys committed to Washington.
Well, Ethan trying to pick up the slack there and carry it for the entire Coach brotherhood.
Yeah, right? Yeah, the linebacking core is good for the Braves. You got Coach, and then you also got Josiah Poyer, who's committed to USC. Haven't really called Poyer's name yet so far. Going to be key for him to make some plays for the Braves. Number 10 middle linebacker.
Noah Cole back in the game in the backfield. 3 receiver set for Amina. Cole the handoff.
There's Poyer.
And he'll take it to the 46-yard line.
Yeah, I was impressed with Poyer last year. The game of the week we did against St. Francis Academy. Had a huge game. And he's really the leader of this defense. Him and senior safety Asala Wiliaba, another Washington commit.
Washington is really making a lot of hay at St. John Bosco's campus.
Yeah, Jed Fish, smart
Should we
man.
call that Seattle South?
Yeah, Jed Fish, I mean, look at the job he did with Arizona. Got Tetero McMillan, Noah Fafita, the Servite boys to go there.
If a Starbucks pop-up happens on the St. John Bosco campus, we'll know why.
Yeah, right. Big 3rd down for the Braves defense here. This is kind of their first 3rd and long.
Blitz coming here right up the middle. Amina scrambling, will throw it away. Nice job by St. John Bosco, trying to force the action a little bit and send some extra men after Amina, and it works, and they get the turnover on downs here. The punt coming up next.
Yeah, great job by Poyer, and it looked like that was Simoti Tupo'u on the pressure to force Ace Amina to get rid of that one a little earlier than he wanted.
I mean, good job by Gorman to dig themselves out of that 1st and 30 situation, but credit the Braves. They were able to hold them up then on the next set of plays.
They needed a stop on this drive. Like, that would have been a backbreaker. You give up a 1st and 29, that would have turned into points. So good job by the Braves defense to hold them after they got that first down.
Kason Clark on to punt. Danton Kaheoku is usually the punter, but he was hobbling around with a bad right ankle right before the game started. So Clark, who's also a kicker, and the backup punter, has come in, and he does a nice start, kicking it all the way down to the 15-yard line. So for Coach Browner, on special teams, you lose your primary punter, but Clark steps in and pins St. John Bosco deep.
And Jeff, you're talking about, the number 1 versus number 2 matchups. This is the 16th one. What do you think the record is for the number 1 teams? There's been 15 before this year.
Okay.
How many times
is the 16th right here?
Yes.
Number 1 teams, let's go 9-6?
Yes.
Oh, dang.
Well done.
Nice.
You don't win anything, but
I'm in the right town to get lucky today, that's for sure. Here's a toss to the outside. It's across the 15-yard line out near the 18.
this is the third time Gorman's been in a 1 versus 2 game. They've lost both previous, both against Mater Dei. St. John Bosco 3-4 in number 1 versus number 2 matchups. The last time St. John Bosco, they played in the last number 1 versus number 2 matchup, they lost 59-14 to that 2014 Mater Dei team that ran the table and went wire to wire as the number 1 team in the country.
Now, did you happen to break that down, home versus road teams, and the number 1 falling into that category? There's a handoff to the interior. That's Malik Allen is going to take it across the 20 to the 21, setting up third down at about 5.
This is the first time Bishop Gorman has hosted a 1 versus 2. Both of their losses when it was 1 versus 2, they're both number 2, playing against number 1 Mater Dei in 2017 and 2024. I still believe that 2017 Mater Dei team is the best high school football team of all time. They never trailed at any point the entire season.
Wow.
And played legit competition. Big third down here for the Braves.
St. John Bosco needs to get just across the 25-yard line. Malau'ulu is going to roll out left, and the pass is partially deflected. Is that Braylon Ivory?
Yep.
Boy, he's got a sack in this game, now a pass deflection here in the first quarter with 39 seconds left, and the punting unit on for St. John Bosco.
Yeah, Browner's got to be happy, man. This dude's only a sophomore. He's already making plays like this, and, you know, the biggest game of the week. And, you know, this was our number 1 game coming into the 2026 high school football season, and a 6'4", 215-pound sophomore making plays early. He's got 3 offers: Hawaii, Sac State, UNLV. I'd imagine he'll get a handful after this one.
Nick Whiteman on to punt for the second time in the first quarter. That is a booming kick that is going to be grabbed by Minor back at his 45. He's going to end up traveling backwards, and that's where he will end up. Finally tackled at the 40-yard line.
Nice job by Joshua Laird there to get down the field on special teams. Make the tackle, sophomore.
Well, I think this series right here, Zach, will demonstrate if St. John Bosco's defense is settled in. If they can get another stop, now we've got ourselves a game. Some of those early nerves might be gone. But the Bishop Gorman defense has been playing lights out here so far, and Bosco can't move the football.
Yeah, still no first downs for the Braves. They're probably still a negative total yards.
Yep. They were negative 15 walking into that possession. They got 6.
All right, they're getting there.
Slowly but surely, but boy, if we told Coach Negro during the week, hey, you're going to be working yourself out of a negative deficit, getting yards in the first quarter, he's like, boy, I don't know if I want to get on the bus.
Yeah, no, that's this is definitely not the start he drew up.
Ace Amina with 29 seconds to go here in the first quarter gets his team back out on the field from the 40-yard line. Handoff, this is Cole, and Cole is tackled immediately. Nice job by Josiah Poyer. That's 2 times in the last 3 plays he's been involved.
He's a difference maker. I mean, this is a guy, he's just that leader on defense, playing that Mike linebacker position. Great job reading the play, kind of patient. Makes the tackle, and that'll probably be the last play here in the first quarter.
Loss of 1 will make it 2nd and 11. Amina over on the sideline. He's going to take the extended break. And we'll take our first break as well. We are in Las Vegas, Nevada. 103 degrees at the start of this game, but they say it's a dry heat. And there's a little bit of a breeze as well. We've had a hard-fought first 12 minutes. 14-0 our score. Back with the MaxPreps Game of the Week right after this.
Our number 1 priority is protecting our players. That's why we're writing new rules for the sport and developing innovative educational tools to protect our athletes. This is player protection. This is high school football.
You know, I'm a person too.
Welcome to fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. So far, that trip has not been great for St. John Bosco. Negative 11 yards offensively in the first quarter. They gave up a strip sack. Bishop Gorman scoring on their first possession. It's home sweet home for the Gaels right now, leading at 14-0. A second and 11 as the teams switch sides going into the second quarter.
Well, and it's crazy to think, because if you count the two quarters from last week, Bishop Gorman has held opposing teams to negative 2 yards. It's pretty good. I think you're going to win a lot of football games if you're doing that defensively. And on top of that, they've scored a touchdown.
I'm saying wow a lot here in the first quarter, Zach. It's early. Maybe I should pace myself. But Bishop Gorman has been opening a lot of eyes here in this game. And St. John Bosco, defensively, we talked about it right before the end of the first quarter. But if they can settle in here a little bit defensively, get another stop, maybe that will give some momentum to their offense, who's really struggled through the first 12 minutes. Yeah, Gorman has really done a good job really controlling the line of scrimmage. But you can see the Braves defense kind of easing into it a little bit. Had a good stop on the last drive. Going to need another one here to start the second quarter. Gaels now going right to left across your screen. Amina in the backfield with now Corey Hinton, who's come in. Hinton lined up to the right. 4 receivers set, 3 to the near side. Amina looking left, throwing left, pass complete underneath. That will be short of a first down. Across the 45 out to the 47-yard line. First catch of the game for another number 82, Mason Mundy. Yeah. Nice job, Ethan, coach, to come up, finish the tackle. Dorian Franklin there as well. But this is what you want to be if you're the Gaels. You know, you got 3rd and 3. You get positive yards here. You know, it could be 2-down territory. 3rd and manageable is key in this game because both teams have such good defenses. But really, I mean, Bishop Gorman's offensive line has been the difference for me. Well, that was one of our keys to the game. And one of the concerns Bishop Gorman had is how could their offensive line manage? So far, pretty well. Amina going to roll out slightly right. Here comes the pressure. He's hustling. He's got a lane. He's going for the first down. He's got it. Across midfield into St. John Bosco territory around the 49-yard line. Nice job by the junior quarterback. Didn't see any receivers open. And able to find some open space and move the chains. Poyer was coming in, but Amina did a good job to evade pressure, get outside the pocket. And it was literally right at the first down marker, right in midfield. Look, I don't know if he's faster because he's getting chased or what, but boy, he was quick around the edge, wasn't he? That's like Patrick Mahomes, man. He just turns it on when he sees those big boys chasing him. Just pretend there's a Doberman running after you and go fast. And that's exactly what he did. His officials are going to mark him out exactly at midfield. And Amina, I mean, he's played so great. We haven't had a chance to see Chance Thomas yet. Transferred over from Western down in Anaheim. He's a 3-star Kansas commit. He threw for over 3,000 yards and 33 touchdowns as a junior. And, of course, Ace Amina was backing up Micah Eugenio last year. Handoff. This is Washington to the short side of the field. He'll be shoved out of bounds around the 47. 5 first downs now in the game for Bishop Gorman. Zach, you mentioned it a moment ago. St. John Bosco with none. Yeah. And a good job there by Isaiah Eugene, the 6'6", 315-pound junior right tackle. I thought maybe we were going to get a hold, but the refs didn't call it. So, but nice job by Poyer to chase him down, only give up 2 yards. We have an official's timeout on the field after a 2-yard gain from Washington. Let's look at some of the upcoming games we've got heading your way here on the MaxPreps Game of the Week and upcoming games on the NFHS Network. Let's look at it for next week. Obviously, Duncanville Allen is the one we're going to be at, Zach, for
we'll
the
be in
MaxPreps Game of the
Texas.
Week.
Big one in SoCal, Santa Margarita, Corona Centennial, rematch of the CIF. D1 Section Championship game, Clay Chalkville at Thompson. Clay Chalkville was winning earlier against Creekside, so that game will be even bigger. Thompson looked great yesterday. Beat Central Phoenix City. St. John Bosco plays Philly Power Roman Catholic, and Milton against Blessed Trinity. Blessed Trinity's got absolute stud DJ Jacobs, 5-star Ohio State commit coming off the edge.
Some really good games on the NFHS Network next week as there's a blitz coming. Ball gets to Hinton. Hinton trying to get around the outside, and he will be run out of bounds finally by Dorian Franklin at the 45-yard line, making it 3rd down and 5. Well, with all those great games, folks, you're going to want to get your all-access pass on the NFHS Network. Obviously, today's game live on YouTube for free and available, too, on the NFHS Network also for free, but mostly it's a subscription-based site, so you'll want to go ahead and get your pass, because if you want to watch our game next week, you could. But
NFHS.
Yeah, on the NFHS Network. But
so just subscribe now.
Yeah, you might as well.
Get it out of the way.
Yep.
And you got a lot of great games to watch tonight, this weekend, next week. This is always my favorite part of the season before we get to the state championships, because there's so many enticing out-of-state games. You get some big in-state matchups like Duncanville Allen, Santa Margarita, Corona Centennial. And, interesting to see. I got to check in on Santa Margarita, see how they're doing tonight. But Corona Centennial looked really good last night against Servite.
Another feature coming your way on the network we'll talk about in just a moment is Amina on 3rd down, going to connect and pick up a 1st down on the pass to Zyra Minor. His first catch of the game, going to take it to the 39-yard line.
Ace Amina does a really good job in the pocket. He held on to that one as long as he could. He had the blitz coming in and just knew where Minor was going to be, threw him open. 1st down.
Well, one new feature on the NFHS Network this year, and folks, we've got other games going on the network currently. Sierra Canyon playing Jay Sarah. We got Mater Day tonight. We've got a multi-viewer.
Yeah, it's cool. I was doing that last night.
If you want to watch the game, if you're watching the games on your computer, go ahead and activate the multi-viewer. You can pick multiple games there if you've got an NFHS Network pass and watch several games at one time. You got tired of listening to us? Put us on mute.
I made sure
others.
And switched over to the other audio, but no, I had you guys. You and your son did a great job.
Noah Cole on the carry, down to the 36, a gain of 3. Meanwhile, while we're telling you about all the great features on the NFHS Network, Bishop Gorman mounting a pretty nice drive here that started at their own 40-yard line and spans now from the first quarter into the second.
Yeah, they've had to pick up a couple of 3rd downs, and they've done a good job. They've been in that 3rd and manageable situation, and that just makes things easier for the offense.
2nd down and 7 coming up.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Ace Amina. I mean, this is really his stage, the big stage that he's had as a starting quarterback. Last week got his feet wet, but it's a whole different animal when you're playing St. John Bosco. And he definitely has not played like this is his first start.
And we're checking out the body language for the Braves. They're trying to figure out how can we, sometimes those 3-yard, 4-yard gains are more morale busting than a big gain. As here's a handoff running right, and the Braves are going to limit that there to a couple as Cole with the carry to the 35.
Yeah, Ethan Coach, he's made some plays here defensively for the Braves. Nice job to track down Cole to force a 3rd and 6. This is probably 4-down territory for the Gaels. You're at the Braves 35, unless you lose some yards here. And, we were talking earlier, Jeff, Bishop Gorman has had some good success against the Trinity League in the past. They've gone 12-5 against the Trinity League, but all 5 losses have come against Mater Day. They beat everyone else in the Trinity League, have not lost to the St. John Boscos, Santa Margaritas, and they've also played Servite a handful of times.
Amina with a 3rd and 6. Back in the game is Hinton. He's lining up left, and now we've got a timeout being called by Bishop Gorman. This will be their 2nd timeout of the first half.
Bishop Gorman.
Stop the clock with 8:25. Confirmed.
As the ref rudely interrupted you.
Well, look, we're on the same page.
My guy Thomas Frey does a great job handling all our top 25 scoreboard. Just text me, Santa Margarita up 14-0 on Jones.
And let's take a look at how Gorman got those 14 points. If you're a late arrival to the broadcast here today, they took it down the field pretty nicely for their opening drive. Noah Cole ripping off some big gains early, and after an 80-yard march, they were able to put it in.
And you can tell that's something the Braves were game planning for. Their running backs have been open coming out of the backfield as receivers. Ace Amina showing off his footwork here, but you get a look at Cole. No one picks him up. Easy walk-in touchdown for the Gaels.
8-yard touchdown pass. And then here's the big defensive play, the strip sack coming from from Braylon Ivory, the sophomore, and then recovered in the back of the end zone. A fantastic job getting in there and cleaning up that play, Caleb Leaea. So
I can guarantee you this, Jeff. I think by halftime, you're going to see Ivory with some Power 4 offers. That's how impressive he's been tonight. Like, you're playing against St. John Bosco, and you've arguably been the best player on defense for a very talented Gaels defense that has multiple 3 and 4 stars. And then you got Hayden Stepp as well, a 27 Oregon commit who's a high 4-star.
So you're saying his Instagram is probably going to be lighting up.
It's popping, man. It's popping.
Well, out of the timeout, Bishop Gorman, a big third down here.
And that's key, too. I don't see Poyer out there for the Braves, a leader middle linebacker.
Amina drops back to throw. Screen to Hinton. Hinton out of the backfield. Stutter step move. Tight ropes down the sideline. Picks up the first down and takes it to the 22.
Yeah, there had to have been something that Bishop Gorman has seen on years past from St. John Bosco's defense, because they are just abusing them with their running backs coming out of the backfield. They've just got mismatch over mismatch there. Nice catch by Hinton there to pick up the first down on a nice third down conversion. I think they're 3 for 3 on third downs this drive now.
Well, and smart by Gorman, because one of the strengths of St. John Bosco is the secondary. I mean, they've always had a very good secondary. They've got a good secondary here this year as well. So if your receivers aren't going to get in the game, why not get the running backs involved?
Yeah, it'd be interesting, too, to see if Negro maybe changes it up a little bit. And you see Brandon Nash, who's kind of playing that star position, see if he'll maybe start covering the running backs a little more.
Washington back into the game in the backfield after that catch by Corey Hinton. Play action to Washington. Here's a pass. And it is going to be caught. Touchdown right over the shoulder of Dorian Franklin. But a penalty marker back at the line of scrimmage, so hold everything. Was that Menor with a catch, but this may be coming back.
Might have been Azen Torres.
Yeah, Costales Torres.
It's got to be coming back, though, because Gorman's offense walking back. We'll see.
It would be a very subdued touchdown celebration if this penalty is going against St. John Bosco.
I can't believe he caught that.
I mean, what a dime right over the top of Franklin's head.
Throw. What a throw by Asa Mina, and also a great catch by Azen Torres. I mean, that was good coverage. That was good coverage by Dorian Franklin III, but just an absolute dime from Amina. It's going to go on the highlight reel, but I don't think it's going to count.
There are multiple penalties on the offense during the play. Holding, offense, number 78. This penalty is declined. Pass interference, offense, number 17. Half the distance to the goal. 15-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
It's Dominic Valdez, our referee, with a lot to sort out on that play.
Yeah, he had a lot of mic time there. But tough penalty. Trent Walker gets called for the offensive PI. Great throw by Amina. That outstanding catch by Torres as well. Torres, 5'10", 180 senior. He's really one of the underrated wideouts for this group, and his role got bigger with Gavin Honore having to transfer back to Mater Dei. Never got cleared to play by the NIAI. NIAI? What is it?
NIAI.
Yeah, whatever.
Nevada Interscholastic Athletic Association.
There we go. That's why you're here, Kurtz.
Just for the acronyms. Acronym deciphering. Play action to Washington. Amina on a big first down throws to Washington on the far side of the field. Washington inside the 30. Will be knocked out of bounds around the 25 by Franklin.
It's crazy that they still have not fixed the issue with the running back coming out of the backfield. I mean, it's worked every single time. Bishop Gorman has drawn it up. This time it's the freshman, Trey Washington. Trey Washington, man, this is a dude. He's going to be that next big-time running back at Bishop Gorman. Nice job to pick up most of the penalty yards there.
Bishop Gorman has to get to the 12-yard line. Right now, the line of scrimmage is the 27. So second down and 15 here with under 8 minutes to play in the first half.
And it's nice for Browner, too, with these three running backs. They're all just explosive, where you're going to have someone fresh every down.
Amina looking left, throwing left, and the pass is caught by Menor, who makes three guys miss and scores a touchdown.
Jeff, that's why he was our player to watch, man. Nice job by Ace Amina. Great throw, and Zyron Menor does the rest. You get a look at Amina there, 3-step drop back, right on the money.
One
guy
two,
missed, 2 or
three.
3. Bada bing, bada boom, number 2, touchdown, Zion Minor. Big time playmaker in the class of 2028.
Penalty at the end of the play.
Yeah, Bishop Gorman, they've absolutely dominated. First 16 minutes of this one.
We're waiting for Dominic Valdez. They haven't changed the score on the scoreboard.
The result of the play is a touchdown. After the play, personal foul, necessary roughness, defense, number 33. The penalty will be enforced on this kickoff.
Well, I don't know if you heard that, folks, but you saw the indicator, personal foul, and that penalty going against St. John Bosco after the play. So some frustration defensively for the Braves, and understandable, but boy, you can't afford to have a 15-yard penalty go against you on the kickoff right after that. Now the extra point coming up for the Gaels.
Yeah, I mean, the Braves are going to have to step up and have a big drive here to answer back. You know, luckily for them, they get the ball to start the second half, so if they can work it out where they can go 2 scores, but they still haven't had a chance. They haven't got a first down yet.
Boy, nice job by the holder there, Kason Clark, who had bobbled the snap and got the ball down, and connecting on the extra point was Fuentes.
And Kurtz, you know me, I'm all about that sauce, and Zion Minor is on the all-sauce team. Look at those jukes. I mean, that's – and Ace Amina, he's played perfect so far. He's looked sharp. Zion Minor, though, I mean, he's got 15 offers for a reason. He's a top 100 player in the class of 2028, 4-star wide receiver. And Bishop Gorman has had some pretty good wide receivers come through here. Zachariah Branch, Cedric Tillman. Dorian Thompson-Robinson was a receiver here before he took over for Tate Martell at quarterback. Then you got Brevin Jordan, tight end. The list goes on and on for stars from Bishop Gorman. Kurtz, if you had to take a guess, how many current, I don't know if you saw the email that I sent, so it could be cheating.
I've been reading the emails.
Let's see if you remembered. How many current NFL players are from Bishop Gorman?
Is it 8?
Yes.
Okay.
8. Who was the highest drafted out of the 8?
That I don't recall.
Ronnie Stanley.
Okay.
Number 6. Roma Dunze went number 9 to the Bears a few years ago. Those are the 2 top 10 picks to come from Bishop Gorman.
Okay.
The highest pick from St. John Bosco? Josh Rosen.
Well, and the lesson there, folks, is make sure you read your emails.
Yes.
As that's the extra point. You saw that ball bobbled by Clark briefly, but you did a nice job. And Fuentes connects to make it 21-0. Minor, he's just had 2 touches in the game. That's the second pass that's been directed his way. The first pass he caught, short yardage situation, and he got a few. But, boy, when he gets the ball with a little bit of room, I mean, guys were flying all around him, and his ability to cut and maneuver into the end zone, that was impressive.
Yeah. I've been impressed with this. I mean, I've been saying it the whole game, but the Gorman offensive line has done a tremendous job. They've established a strong rushing attack, and that's made it easier for Ace Amina to really just dissect this Braves defense. And the Braves coming into this one, on paper, one of the best secondaries in high school football, but they've been no answer for Bishop Gorman and Ace Amina.
Well, and you've mentioned it a couple times. It's the action out of the backfield from the running backs that St. John Bosco's been unable to solve.
How good is this? Look at where they're kicking off from.
So there must have been 2 penalties. I mean, they're kicking this ball.
You might as well go for an onside kick here. Like, why not?
Yeah, they're kicking this ball from the Braves 30. I don't think I've ever seen this at the high school level.
You got to go onside kick. Like, why not?
I've seen you move up to the 45, but never from the 30. I mean, right now, is this Fuentes? Fuentes could put this one not only in the parking lot, he could probably reach the science building.
He's probably going to hit my car. You got to go outside here.
Do you have the good insurance for your rental here, Zach? I guess we're about to find out.
Hey, we're going to find out how good State Farm is. So,
and they're going to go with the onside kick. Live football, and the Gaels have recovered. Now, I didn't go 10 yards, though. That is the question.
I think it hit a Brave first.
It did. We got a flag down. Our officials are going to have to sort it out, but I think this is going to be Bishop Gorman football.
It is. It hit Josiah Poyer first. That should not be a penalty.
If Gorman had touched the ball before it had traveled 10 yards, then yes, but it did hit Poyer first, and And I think this is going to be Gorman football right around the 20-yard line. Well, smart idea, Zack, to go with the onside kick. And
why not? I mean, you don't recover it. They're starting at their own 20. Yeah, they're picking this flag up. I mean, it was pretty obvious. Poyer touched it. That's what Browner's kind of coming out and saying, like.
Let's see if we can see it on the replay as we wait for our officials to make the call.
Braves offense is coming out, though. So
the play is a kick was recovered by the kicking team. During the kick, illegal block, kicking team. 10-yard penalty, the kick will be retried.
So that explains.
So we're going to do it again.
Wow.
Yeah, so an illegal block.
But he was going for him as he touched the ball.
That's a real judgment call right there.
Let's see right here. He touches the ball right as he gets hit. I don't know. And he didn't really block him in the back either.
We may need to go to New York.
Yeah. Where's Gene Sterator when you need him?
That's right. I think that might be a good call.
Yeah.
It looked like Ben Rivas might have gotten there a little bit early.
Yeah. Sorry. Didn't mean to call you out, ref. You guys are refs for a reason. I'm up here.
No, good job. Well, we were on the wrong track. That's what it was. We were looking. We did not think about that particular part. We were discussing more the amount of distance the ball needed to travel.
I mean, I thought for sure they just were going to call that it was illegally touched, but I'm not a ref for a reason.
Yeah, they gave us red shirts tonight, not the striped ones.
How big would that have been, though, for Bishop Gorman? I mean, you have the ball inside the red zone, up 21-0.
I mean, still here from the 40-yard line, you've still got options. You could, given how well your defense is playing, you could try an onside kick again.
Yeah, Browner's having a little conversation with the refs. The Gaels actually got called for a delay game taking too long. Here, this is tough. You don't recover here, you give it up at the 30. A little more or less of a risk at the 30. But the way your defense has been playing, you might as well just kick an onside kick every try.
Yeah, the Gaels have been, again, St. John Bosco, with 7:44 to go in the first half, is still in negative yardage.
Wow.
They've had 3 possessions. And there was a strip sack for a touchdown and 2 punts.
I already know what social media is saying. How will you guys have this team ranked number 1 to start? Oh, watch out for your car. Oh.
I don't hear an alarm.
I didn't get the VIP parking. So
well, there you go.
My car's fine. Your car probably just got dinged, though.
Well, I don't think I got the VIP parking either, but hopefully there's not
I honestly
Gael
can't
booster.
even remember where I parked, so I hope I can find my car after this one.
Hopefully there's not a Gael booster with a dent on their Mercedes or something. That'd be rough. But maybe if you win the game, you'll take it.
Hey,
That's a
if
trade.
you got the Mercedes, you can afford it.
Well, you have a penalty marker down as well.
Offsides.
Oh,
Kicking
my gosh.
team. This 5-yard penalty will be added to the 20-yard line. First down, Bosco.
This is a big drive for the Braves. They got to get something going here. They got to they got to score points. You got to get back in this one. And, as I mentioned, if they can get a touchdown here, hold the Gaels at 21 points, they get the ball to start the second half. So you can kind of get momentum back on your side. But you got to put together a good drive right here as they go empty set.
Things could turn, but the Braves have some work to do. Malau'ulu on first down, as Zack said, an empty backfield. Now he's going to put Allen in motion to the far side, and we've got yellow hankies all over the place. I got to think this is going to be a false start.
Yep.
Offense, number 59, 5-yard penalty, first down.
And you look at this Braves offensive line. They have 3 returning starters. They were hoping Elijah Mueller would be able to play tonight. Not able to play. That's been a big blow to this offensive line. He's a top recruit in the class of 2028. Transferred over from Servite. Also first cousins with Koa Malau'ulu, the quarterback. Or maybe not first cousins, but they are cousins.
This time 3 receivers near side, 2 far side. Koa looking left. He's going to throw across the middle. That pass is caught. And St. John Bosco, DJ Tubbs, out beyond the 35 to the 38-yard line. And the ledger is now in the positive in the yardage category for St. John Bosco.
Check down 1 for first downs. And nice job by the offensive line there. Gave Malau'ulu plenty of time, able to find his favorite receiver, DJ Tubbs.
Malau'ulu is going to fake a pass to the right and then roll left, and then trying to connect with David Plunkett, but incomplete.
He had him too. I mean, Plunkett had a lot of room there. Plunkett, another guy they're very high on too, class of 2029 wideout. UCLA is one of the 3 offers so far for David Plunkett III.
Just a situation where the Gaels did a good job getting pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah.
Malau'ulu just didn't have anywhere. I mean, he doesn't have time to get his feet set.
Yeah, it's been tough. It's Bishop Gorman has really dominated the line of scrimmage here in the first half.
Allen in motion out of the backfield. Deep ball far side, and we should have something here. There's a lot of hand fighting going on with Xavier McDaniel, but the pass incomplete. St. John Bosco coaching staff wanting a call because it looked like for a moment it was difficult for Koa Malau'ulu to get off the line and really get going.
Yeah, it looked like there was some hand fighting going on. Malau'ulu, though, kind of threw it a little too far near the sideline. I think if that ball would have been a little closer, might have seen PI, but there definitely was a little bit of contact. So exactly where the Braves didn't want to be, 3rd and 10.
Malau'ulu in a bunch stack with 3 receivers on the far side of the field. There's a shovel pass underneath, and recognizing it immediately and making the tackle is Jordan Lutu.
This dude just has a nose for the football, had 65 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, 4 sacks as a junior last year, and he just read that one perfect. I mean, the Braves offense had no chance on that one. He just sniffed that out. Malik Allen had no chance.
That's a great read by Lutu. I mean, he's supposed to be rushing the passer, and he saw the running back moving out of the backfield and cut off his pass rush and ran over and made the tackle. Punting unit on. High kick, short kick, and it will take a Bosco bounce inside the 35, down around the 32-yard line.
Yeah, just been a tough start for Bosco. You thought maybe they might start getting something going offensively, finally get a first down, and then don't gain another yard.
I mean, I guess on the plus side, we talked about it. You now have positive yardage overall for the game, but this game's won on the scoreboard, not on the stat sheet that we are keeping track of up here.
And it's definitely cooled down a lot, but still a hot night. Defense has been on the field. I mean, I don't know what time of possession is, but I would say it's heavily favored toward Bishop Gorman. I mean, they've really dominated every facet of this game.
Amina going to stay in, and we'll enter with Noah Cole in the backfield. Really, it's up to these linebackers to see if they can corral the passing game out of the backfield. That's been the bread and butter for Bishop Gorman here in the first half. They're going to hand it off to Cole on first down, and Cole will be stopped after a gain of 1. Tackle on the play by Kaho Halani.
His older brother, George Halani, became the 3rd Brave to win a Super Bowl last year with the Seahawks. Trent McDuffie's won a couple with the Chiefs. And then Bryce Treggs was the other, I believe, with the Eagles.
It's a pretty good pedigree under Coach Jason Negro.
Yeah. I mean, he's done such a great job with this program. I mean, took over in 2010, and since 2013, they have finished ranked in the top 25 every year. No other program in the entire country can say that.
Well, right now, they've got their hands full with Bishop Gorman.
They got to find a way to get a turnover.
Some kind of big play for the Braves defense is really in order here. Is Hinton in the game at running back. Amina's going to throw. He's throwing one deep, and the pass is going to be overthrown. Almost was intercepted. It went right through the hands of Dylan Davis, the strong safety. We have a penalty marker on the play as well. The intended target was Costales Torres, but
pass interference.
Defense, pass interference.
Number 1, 15-yard penalty, first down.
The sophomore, Prentice Jones, gets a little handsy there, gets called for the PI. So a big penalty on the Braves, would have been 3rd and long.
15 yards is going to put the ball at the 48-yard line. That's the 8th first down of the first half for Bishop Gorman. St. John Bosco has just 1.
Yeah, no, it's It's been tough.
3 to the far side, 1 to the near side for Amina. Hinton stays in the game. He's to Amina's right. He'll get the carry. And not a lot there. No gain on the play.
And the Braves defense, they've really done a better job stopping the run since that opening drive. The running backs have really hurt them, though, as coming out of the backfield as receivers.
Pecco with the tackle on that one. 2nd down and 10.
Pecco, a Boise State commit.
I mean, there is college talent all over the football field.
Yeah, I think I can't remember, Thomas Frey, who does a great job kind of researching these games. I believe there are over 50 players that have at least one offer.
Shows you the quality work that these coaching staffs do to develop the players that they get as well. Play action to Washington. Pass near side Minor. Minor will be hit from the backside at midfield. That time it was Richie Orozco, the senior defensive lineman for St. John Bosco, making the tackle for a gain of 2 yards.
How would you like to be Zion Minor there? You're dancing around. Next thing you know, you got the 6'2", 270-pound senior committed to Washington State. Big hit there. So big.
I would be broken at my age, so
I don't think
I would not like it very much.
You had to eat bananas and get ready to go when you're out there pitching.
That's
so
right.
Imagine being on the football field.
Look, pickle shots, I am a big fan of those now, that's for sure. Getting that pickle juice in you, that definitely takes care of any muscle cramps.
Braves defense, they got to get a stop here.
That was your public service announcement, by the way, for
there
the
you go.
game.
Maybe we found our next sponsor.
That could be. Yeah, big-time play here for the Braves on 3rd down. Their defense.
Watch out for 15 here, Ethan Coach. He's been making some plays for the Braves defense.
Sansino in motion, far side. Amina looking to that right. Now he's going to throw deep off the back foot into double coverage and almost hauled in by Minor. Wow. He adjusted between 2 defenders and almost pulled that one in.
I can't believe he even made this close. I mean, you see Asala Wiliava going back. Minor, good job staying with it. Oh, just goes through his hands. He'll probably tell you he should have caught that one.
Yeah, I mean, any good receiver will tell you if you get your hands on it.
He did such a good job with his body control there. Located the football, allowed Wiliava to go by him, but just could not come down with the catch.
So here is Case and Clark for the 2nd time today, out to punt. On 4th down and 8. That's a high kick. Fair catch being signaled for inside the 15-yard line, and Bishop Gorman is going to pin St. John Bosco deep. With 3:10 remaining in the half, the Braves do have all 3 of their timeouts, however, but this is the time here. I think if St. John Bosco does not go down and score going into the half, even if they get the ball to begin the second half, that's really going to make it a very difficult second half pass.
This kind of brings me back to another 1-versus-2 matchup in 2019 when Bosco played Mater Dei. They were down 28-5. They put together a drive, scored a touchdown right before half, made it 28-12, and they ended up reeling off 34 consecutive points after that and won 39-34. They got to find a way to get a drive here to get some momentum going into half because they get the ball to start the second half.
Koa's got his offense out there on 1st down play action. He's going to throw, and he's got a man open. That is DJ Tubbs with a catch out at the 32. Second 1st down of the game for St. John Bosco.
Yeah, nice job by Malau'ulu there to make the nice throw to DJ Tubbs.
Malau'ulu now has 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Trying to pick up the tempo here offensively. He's going to step up into the pocket, make a nice cut, penalty marker down. He's got a big gain. This might be a hold, however, and it may come back as he's going to dive forward inside the 45-yard line. And another penalty in this game.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, too, because he was already past where the held occurred.
Number 58, 10-yard penalty, replay, 1st down.
That is the 8th penalty against St. John Bosco. Bishop Gorman's got 6.
Get a look at Caden Franco there. 58, there's the hold. So it did affect the play. Looked like there was maybe hands to the face, Gaels defense, but don't get called for it. So huge penalty goes against the Braves. That was the biggest play of the game for for St. John Bosco's offense.
Yeah, you could see a little bit of frustration from Caden Franco after that call. He knew it was a big play and was getting his team on the other side of the field for the first time in the game. Koa looking to throw. Pressure coming, gets rid of it, and almost, boy, everyone had a chance at that one. And in fact, the guy who is most upset about it is number 24, Braylon Manning, who thought he might have a pick six.
Yeah, Braylon Manning, he's a preseason sophomore All-American, number 11 player in the class of 2029. He played a little bit as a freshman last year. And I thought up here, Jeff, I thought he was going to get his first interception tonight.
Yeah, Braylon Manning did a nice job on the read there. But again, the pocket collapsing around Koa.
Yeah, I mean, usually football games are won in the trenches, and Bishop Gorman's offensive line has won that job, and the defensive line is winning against this Braves O-line.
Second down and long. Blitz coming, picked up. Koa's got time, throws, Tubbs. Does he have the catch? Incomplete is the call. Couldn't get his feet down, and then plowed into a couple of the coaches on that far sideline. That's tough.
Yeah, that was a tight window for Malau'ulu to get the ball to, and Tubbs just could not get his feet down and lost possession out of bounds.
So now with 2:21 to go in the half, it is third and a long way to go.
Yeah, big
third and
holding,
20.
Yeah, big holding penalty on the Braves. Really set this drive back. And last time they had third and long, it turned into a Gaels defensive touchdown.
Malau'ulu takes the snap. Pressure coming again. Steps up in the pocket. Throws across the middle. That pass is caught and very close to a first down is Mo'ali'i.
Depends which. They gave it to him. Wow.
Wow, good job by Mo'ali'i to cut that route at just the right spot and get a first down on a 3rd and 20. Big time pass here.
Nice job stepping into the pocket. And Mo'ali'i, nice job. Another preseason sophomore All-American. He's 6'4", 205-pound sophomore.
Some of these young receivers going to have to make some plays here in the last couple of quarters.
100%.
Koa is going to be sacked from behind. Once again, Braylon Ivory.
He's just been all over the field here in the first half. I mean, right now, you cannot leave that dude one-on-one.
St. John Bosco, their first time out of the half.
Braves are going to talk it over as Ivory now with 2 sacks in the game.
Yeah, look at him coming off the edge here. Flies into the screen. Malau'ulu, no chance. Just too fast coming off the edge. Nothing Reese Isau can do.
Well, second down. And this is a lot of been going backward to go forward for St. John Bosco. Just no flow to the offense right now. And obviously that's a big function of the Bishop Gorman defense.
Yeah, 100%. And that's where you miss a guy like Elijah Mueller, who would help solidify this offensive line group. Kind of wait and see when he's able to make his St. John Bosco debut. Braylon Ivory, though, I've been impressed with him. 6'4", 215-pound sophomore. Hawaii, Sac State, UNLV offers on the table for the sophomore. And he's going to be getting a lot more calls here after having this outstanding first half. But, you know, it's tough. It was 3rd and 20. Braves convert. You think, okay, we got a little bit of momentum. Next play, Ivory, big-time sack.
Well, that could be a drive killer. Let's see how St. John Bosco responds. Minute 48 on the clock.
And here, too, this is where you got, you know, Mo'ali'i, 6'4", 205, finally made a catch. You got to let him use that big frame. I mean, if he gets any one-on-one matchups, you got to give him a jump ball opportunity.
Blitz coming again. Gaels sending 5. Koa's going to roll out to his left, hesitate, keep going. Nobody open. Nobody's breaking off the route, and he's going to wisely throw it away.
Braylon Ivory there again in the backfield, wreaking havoc. Ote there as well.
Oh, excuse me, Zach.
No, you're good.
Koa's thinking that is not an invitation I have handed out to anybody. I'm not sure why you keep coming back here.
Nope.
You know, the blitz pickup has been okay, but it then gets you in, you talked about man-to-man situations, and then Ivory can go to work.
Yeah. Yeah, anytime he's had a chance to get those one-on-one situations, you got Tayon Lawrence on the other side. He's a guy that's going to really demand a lot of double teams, so that opens it up for the sophomore, Braylon Ivory. And
Third
if you're
down.
the Braves here, you just can't turn the ball over.
Malau'ulu rolling left. Now he's going to come back right. Nobody open down the field. He's going to finally throw it just up for grabs, and the pass is going to be caught. A picked off pass by Braley Manning. That's just a quarterback trying to make a play, forcing the action, and you said it, Zach, he couldn't afford a turnover, and they just threw one there.
Yeah, that was tough. I mean, especially with Malau'ulu being a 3-year starter, Tayon Lawrence there, nice job getting the pressure, big hit to force the interception, and Braley Manning almost got an interception earlier on the drive and gets one here.
I think that's one as well where the receivers just keep extending down the field. Maybe with a young receiver core, you got to break back and help your quarterback out, and Koa just had no one to throw to. So he tried to make something happen. He said, well, I got a couple of white jerseys down there and they're tall. Maybe if I throw it up there, one of them will get it.
So Asa Mina, he's played the whole first half for Bishop Gorman.
And the Gaels have one timeout they can use in 1:26 on the clock. And a pretty good kicker in Fuentes. So if they can work this into field goal range, they can make this a 4-possession game going into the break. Pass far side, and that will be thrown away incomplete. I guess it would still be a 3-possession game if you went for 2 every time, but still, it makes the game even tougher. Yeah. I heard all the math being done at home. Could you tell?
Yes, I could. I'm not a math major either, so you're on your own.
That's fair. I stepped into that pit myself. 2nd down and 10 coming up here for the Gaels.
Well, you carry the 2 and...
Where's my Texas Instruments calculator when I could use one? So Amina here, one thing that Bishop Gorman has not done these last couple possessions is get the ball to the running back out of the backfield in the passing game. Do you think they go back to that here?
Well, they tried on that last play, but Ethan Coach did a good job sticking with Corey Hitton there.
Hitton stays in the game. He's now the left-hand side in the backfield. Amina's going to keep it himself on the read option. We got a penalty marker down. Amina down the sideline. He's finally pushed out of bounds around the 35-yard line. The penalty marker back near the line of scrimmage.
You got to imagine this one's coming back.
Holding, offense, number 71, 10-yard penalty, replay, 2nd down.
Well, it's the 15th penalty in the first half between these two teams. 8 for St. John Bosco, 7 for Bishop Gorman.
You get a look at Jamari Turner, the left tackle there, and a little bit of a grab on Elijah Tua, transferred him from Folsom. 4-star from the class of 2028. But Asa Mina, man, he's showing his speed down the sideline there.
Yeah, he was really moving once again. Gets around the corner, and he's got a good burst.
Yeah. And Jamari Turner got called for the holding penalty. 6'5", 325-pound junior. 3-star. He's got 14 offers already.
We should point out, too, St. John Bosco, almost every kid on their offensive line is well over 300 pounds. There's one guy at 295. And that's just one good bowl of Wheaties away from 300, I think.
Yeah, I mean, average size 6'3", 330, and they've really showed that strength tonight.
I mean, they're going to hand it off left-hand side. Hinton stutter step move. Gets across the line of scrimmage. Breaks a tackle. Dives forward for a few more near the 37.
Yeah, I kind of figured the Braves would call a timeout here. 3rd and long coming up.
Well, St. John Bosco is calling the timeout.
Yeah, they want to get a chance to get the ball back.
St. John Bosco, their 2nd timeout of the half.
See if they can put together a drive, but they got to get a stop here on this 3rd and, 13?
Well, folks, stay tuned at halftime. We'll have some. We're still.
Not really.
Let's see what we got.
Yeah, it'll be fun. That makes it fun, you know.
Carl Harper's our director.
Yeah,
he's got something in his bag of tricks, I'm sure.
Carl does a great job. He'll have us. He'll know. Yeah, he'll let us know. Cool. We're going to look at week 1 highlights.
Okay, there you go.
That'll be fun. Hopefully we got some David Gabriel George on there. You watched that? Oh, you were busy last night.
I was on a game last night.
He, like 173 on the ground, 3 tutties, 78 yards receiving.
Light work.
Just, he looked like a grown man. Like if he was a Tennessee ball right now, I think he would be RB1 to start the season.
That's high praise. Well, and look, we saw him last year in his junior year, and
Freak.
it's so great to watch that in person.
He was our #1 rated player coming into the year.
Well,
For a reason.
We'll hopefully get a chance to see him somewhere down the line on the MaxPreps Game of the Week. We're hoping to make that happen. But next week we are in Texas, Duncanville and Allen. A great matchup at Allen High School just north of Dallas.
Yeah,
we'll
that
have
should be a fun
for
one.
you.
They played last year in the 6A D1 semifinals. Duncanville Cruise 31-9 win. Duncanville's won 2 of the 3 previous meetings.
So
All 3 of the previous meetings have come in the playoffs, so I think this is the first time, at least in the MaxPreps era, they are opening the season against each other.
Well, Allen will have revenge on their minds then, hopefully.
I can't wait to see Ty Snell, class of 2029 quarterback for Allen.
Meanwhile, here Amina going to hand the ball off. Trying to burn some clock is Bishop Gorman. Maybe make the Braves use their final timeout. Then we'll take the ball to the 45-yard line.
I was about to say, like, it just doesn't make sense if you call timeout on the previous play. And I think they were trying to get the refs' attention.
St. John Bosco, their final timeout of the half.
Another few seconds ran off the clock. So 47 seconds. You know, they can play it safe. You can go for the max block here, try and get the block punt. Or you could go max punt return, see if DJ Tubbs can make a play. Or you hope for a shank.
Yeah, and Kason Clark's been punting pretty well on his first 2 attempts of the game. So, you know, Amina's had himself a great first half, Zach.
Let's
He's
see.
done a fantastic job.
What do you think Sierra Canyon scores right now at half?
Well, I did get a little bit of intel, but that was about half an hour ago. They were up 21-7 late second on Jay Sarah.
28-7.
28-7 now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hardy Nickerson, new head coach at Jay Sarah.
That's right.
Former Bucks linebacker.
That's right.
Led Bishop Dowd to a state title last year. Mater Dei up 17-3. They're playing American Fork out of Utah. Looks like Carrollton won pretty big, 55-7. Brownsburg, big win over Lawrence North. They got the #1 rated wide receiver, Monshun Sells. Thank you, Thomas Frey. Appreciate you, man.
Ace Amina, 10 of 12 in the first half, 100 yards coming into this last possession. 2 passing touchdowns, 3 rushes for 22 yards. That from Noah Rodriguez, our statistician, courtesy of UNLV.
So 100% chance here they're just trying to draw them off sides.
Absolutely, on 4th down and 5. Almost.
Almost worked. I mean, I think the Gaels are out of timeout, so they'll just.
Oh, now you got.
I mean, false start.
Good technique, though.
Yeah.
That was good technique. Look, if you were looking at how do you come off the line of scrimmage as left
Offense
tackle.
number 71, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
If you were ever wondering how that looks, folks, Jamari Turner just showed you.
And if I'm the Braves here, man, I'm bringing the house. Try and get a block punt here.
Well, DJ Tubbs pretty good in return.
Yeah.
He's back if Clark will give him the opportunity.
They almost had too many men on the field. Gary Foster heads up, though, or coach probably told him, hey, bro, we got 11 out there already. We're going to need you back over here.
Max protection here for Bishop Gorman.
Watch Jacob Reed coming off the edge, lengthy wide receiver, number 7.
Clark gets the punt away. Beautiful kick. Tubbs is going to let it bounce.
Don't even touch it if you're Bishop Gorman. Let this clock run down as much as possible. Don't even touch it.
Let the ball roll all the way down to the 15-yard line with 33 seconds to play in the half.
Yeah, if you're the Braves here, just get to half and regroup, see what can happen. There's just too much that can go wrong. 33 seconds, you got no timeouts. You're at your own 15. Or, I mean, hey, throw it deep, see what happens.
The question is, will Koa get any time? And with any receivers open downfield. I mean, that's one thing we talked about is the defensive line's been getting good pressure, especially with the blitz. But the secondary's got to step up too. And they've had blanket coverage on the Bosco receivers.
Yeah. It's got another update too. IMG Academy 52, Lone Peak 3. Tough boys. Tough night for the boys from Utah.
Malau'ulu on first down, going to roll left, toss it to Allen, and Allen's going to be cut down inside the 15-yard line.
That's probably going to be the final play of the first half right there.
Tackle by McDaniel. And Bosco does not seem to be in too big of a hurry here. They're out of timeouts, 15 seconds left, and the last thing you want is a pass play that turns into a pick six.
Yeah. I don't think they're snapping this.
No, I don't think you need to. And they won't. Well, what a performance by Bishop Gorman through the first 24 minutes. 21-0 to score. One defensive touchdown, two passing plays from Amina. And teams will head to the locker rooms, and St. John Bosco's got a lot to sort out in the break.
Yeah, absolute domination for the Gaels offensively and defensively. St. John Bosco really hasn't had a chance to really get the offense going. Defense started to play a little better. We'll be back here for the halftime report. Should be fun, Jeff.
Our number one priority is protecting our players. That's why we're writing new rules for the sport and developing innovative educational tools to protect our athletes. This is player protection. This is high school football.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail. Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials across the country because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Having a flea flicker to begin the game. Receivers wide open. It's caught. Evan Hawkins is going to pull it in. A flea flicker to start it.
Surprised if he looked for Quentin Hale here. And he will. He's still looking. He's going to throw a dart, and it is a one-hand grab that is pulled in.
First down. Seaborn drops back. Looking deep. Got a man. Caught. And brought down inside the 10, wasting no time. Seaborn on second down and 8. Looking around, and now tight spiral makes him a McClure. Speaking of the devil, ears must have been burning inside the 4 game. 6 yards. Coleman Jr. lines up. He's going. Bader. He's got a man. What a catch. That's why he's an All-American. Touchdown.
As a community, this is what we're all about. Right. It's a low snap. This one harder to hold on to, and down he's going to go. DJ Jacobs got time to get there, and he got there.
On the field. Bunch formation at the top. Bad snap, but then it's handed off. And a big run on the go. There goes Jeremiah Jackson all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Parker. That kid's going to play at South Alabama tonight. He's playing at Vestavia, and he's got the Bison with him.
And that's Peacock going to his brother Jordan, and he's got a lot of room. Jordan Peacock is gone. 74 yards. Jordan Peacock, touchdown Walton.
What an incredible athletic play.
Or fullback in the backfield with him. I was going to take the snap. He is going to survey the field.
Back deep.
Back deep. Parkway has got pressure all over him. He's got nothing. He is going to pull it down, and he is going to go. He's going east to west. Now he's going north to south, and he is going to go. Goodness. And he just ran 500 yards. And I saw 13 blocks in the back that didn't get called. It's okay. It's all okay.
Wrong left side, but it looks like that's mostly made up of receivers. And now he's going to hand it off to Wells, who goes the other direction, now has a lot of space. Wells bounces to the outside, and he's down the sideline, and he is not going to be caught.
There you go.
Servite has gained some momentum. Jordan Wells.
Top 25 national rankings. We went through the top 10 earlier, but Zach, take us through the rest of this. What's once again a very impressive list.
Yeah, some of those highlights too. You saw some of the top 25 teams. Corona Centennial, the game you were doing last night. Quentin Hill saw that great one-handed catch. They won 41-21 against Servite, the number 8 team right there. You also saw number 24 Thompson. They beat Central Phoenix City 41-14 handily. Trent Seaborn, big-time opener for a senior season, threw 4 touchdowns. He's an Alabama commit. Running through some scores, Thomas just let me know too. Santa Margarita, Fletch Palmer has been playing quarterback for them, the son of head coach Carson Palmer. So that's pretty big news. They're up 14-0 against Jones. IMG winning big, and this holds how it is now. Gorman's going to be number 1 next year. And you'll see Aquinas move up to 2. They're winning big. They won big 42-0 earlier today.
That assumes that first half score holds up. But
yeah,
so
long
far
way to go.
Bishop
Still
Gorman.
got a half.
That's right. A lot of adjustments going to need to be made by St. John Bosco going into the second half of play. There you look at the strip in Las Vegas.
I'm staying right there. So
is that your hotel room?
Yeah.
Not bad. That's good. You can see that here from this view. 21-0 our score. MaxPreps Game of the Week. Halftime continuing right after this.
Game day's here. You try to make it every week, but sometimes life gets in the way. With the NFHS Network, you can be there, catching those important moments live while on the go. And even if you're at the game, you're stuck behind your phone, trying to record that one great moment you'll remember forever. With the NFHS Network, live and on-demand games with highlights and game recaps will be ready for you to rewatch and share with friends and family. 30 sports across 50 states, 500,000 games. One way to get closer to the athlete who matters most, yours. NFHS Network. Be in the stands wherever you are.
Our number 1 priority is protecting our players. That's why we're writing new rules for the sport and developing innovative educational tools that protect our athletes. This is player protection. This is high school football.
You know, I'm a person too.
A beautiful night in Las Vegas, Nevada, where the temperature has dropped from game time, 103 degrees at the start. We're now down to 100. Still in triple digits.
Hey, it's nice. We got this breeze coming in. I was sweating a little bit on the opener, man.
Well, Bishop Gorman wasn't sweating much on this first possession of the game as Noah Cole had 2 carries for 20 yards right out of the gate, and then they started working the other running backs out of the backfield.
Yeah, that's been a key factor for this Gaels offense. They've done a good job of just staying one step ahead of Bosco And I don't know if the Braves thought Ace Amina had this type of athleticism. He's made some plays with his legs, but this kid's been just absolutely eating up the Braves defense, and this is how it started for St. John Bosco. Snap goes over his head.
And the strip sack and recovery in the end zone for a touchdown made it 14-0. And then the second touchdown pass of the game coming up here in just a few moments from Ace Amina. He had the earlier one to Cole, and then Zyra Minor with a couple of great cuts makes 3 guys miss and ends up in the end zone for a 27-yard pass play.
Yeah, and I've been so impressed with this sophomore coming off the edge there. You get a look at Braylon Ivory. He's really been arguably the best player first half for Bishop Gorman or St. John Bosco.
And you saw the interception by Braylon Manning. So you've got St. John Bosco with 3 first downs in the first half. They've been sacked twice. They've turned the ball over once. They've committed 8 penalties. So is Gorman. So if you're looking at that, that's another piece. But let's go back to the keys to the game. And we look at St. John Bosco managing the emotions and getting ahead early. I don't know about the emotion side, but getting ahead early, that certainly did not get accomplished.
I feel like this is, St. John Bosco's keys turned into Gorman's keys, and they're up 4-0 on the keys to the game, and that's why they're up 21-0. They did a great job on that opening drive. There wasn't 1 third down. They didn't put their offense in any type of pressure. And Ace Amina really got him on track, and he really hasn't had any problems in the first half. No, and the offensive line's been great.
11 of 15 for Ace Amina in the first half of play. And imagine that emotion, that first snap over the head of Malau'ulu. That was tough and really did not get St. John Bosco off on the right foot. Well, they are making adjustments at halftime. We have a little ways to go on the half. We'll be back with more here from Bishop Gorman High School in just a few moments.
Here. You try to make it every week, but sometimes life gets in the way. With the NFHS Network, you can be there, catching those important moments live while on the go. And even if you're at the game, you're stuck behind your phone, trying to record that one great moment you'll remember forever. With the NFHS Network, live and on-demand games with highlights and game recaps will be ready for you to rewatch and share with friends and family. 30 sports across 50 states, 500,000 games. One way to get closer to the athlete who matters most, yours. NFHS Network. Be in the stands wherever you are.
$21-0 here at Bishop Gorman High School. Jeff Kurtz alongside Zack Poff on the MaxPreps Game of the Week. We're still about 6 minutes or so from the start of the second half of play. 5-6 minutes, somewhere in that neighborhood. St. John Bosco trying to regroup in the locker room in Bishop Gorman, trying to figure out how they can keep this rolling. But let's look at notable alumni first for St. John Bosco. And this is a list you put together, Zach, so I'll let you talk about it.
I did, man. And I can tell you what, Bosco wishes they had Madden Williams here tonight. He's now at Texas A&M. He was a stud in the game of the week we had last year. But, some of the notable names, obviously, Kingston Villiamalasa, star linebacker for Notre Dame. Matayo Uiagalelei will probably be a top 10 first-round pick next year. He's starting for Oregon right now. DJ Uiagalelei one of the best quarterbacks covered during my time here at MaxPreps. He had that great game with Bryce Young back in 2019. George Solani won a Super Bowl last year with the Seahawks. Trent McDuffie's won 2. I think he's going to win a 3rd this year. I think the Rams are the team to beat this year. I think he's going to be a big-time pickup for them. And Josh Rosen, highest drafted player in St. John Bosco history. Sean McGrew was a stud running back for him as well. And Bryce Treggs was probably the best wide receiver to come through Bosco until Madden Williams showed up.
See, folks, you not only get great high school analysis, but you get a little bit of NFL thrown in as well, as Zack gives you his pick for Super Bowl winner this year. Let's go over to...
Exactly. We're in Vegas, so hey.
Go over to Bishop Gorman here in the Gaels.
DeMarco Murray, really the first big star to come for Bishop Gorman. Ronnie Stanley, a great offensive lineman for the Baltimore Ravens. Tate Martell, 43-0 as a starting quarterback for Bishop Gorman. And he went 10-0 against teams from California, Florida, and Texas. 7-0 against California. I got a great story for Brevin Jordan. I was telling you this earlier. So I was checking out the Patel Factor, great podcast. Tariq Patel runs that one. And he had Brent Browner on. He was talking about a story. Brevin Jordan, senior or junior year. Brent Browner's in the handshake line, and he looks down. He's like, why is there so much traffic here? And he looks up, and Brevin Jordan is signing autographs for the opposing team that they just put a running clock on. And Brevin Jordan, just if you knew the dude, he's just a funny guy. You got DTR on the list as well. Cedric Tillman, wide receiver for the Browns. Roman Dunze, Zachariah Branch. Mike Alijato, he was a stud quarterback, was our MaxPreps Junior Player of the Year. And Jet Washington, we got to see him last year against Mater Dei. He'll probably be making plays for Oregon as a true freshman.
That Brevin Jordan story, that's like the dream team.
Yeah, right.
That's dream
great.
team level where the teams were getting autographs from the NBA stars. Brevin Jordan getting a little bit of that treatment as well. Teams coming back out on the field for the start of the second half. We'll have it for you here shortly on the MaxPreps Game of the Week.
This high school gym used to be packed most nights. Not anymore. Do you know why? Because bad behavior by fans, especially adults, has caused a shortage of game officials across the country. You see, without officials, we can't have sports. Don't let this become reality. It's time for a change. Let's bench bad behavior for good.
Brent Browner on the sidelines, his 7th season as the head coach for Bishop Gorman. He's got to like what he saw through the first 24 minutes, Zach, but you know Coach Browner as well as anybody operating in the high school space as long as you have. He will not be satisfied until we hit zeros in the fourth quarter and his team's still in front.
Yeah, because if you go in with that mindset, you'll see the Braves jump right back in. He's probably going in thinking, we're the team that's down 21-0. We got to come out and play fast, play quick like they did in the first half. Browner, he's 62-4 for a reason. 19-4 against out-of-state competition. Those 3 losses to Mater Dei, and then he had that 1 loss to Hamilton, which was still one of the most bizarre games I've ever seen, where Hamilton scored 17 points, I believe, or 18 points in the final minute 30.
Well, we've got a lot of statisticians buzzing around the press box working for us as well. Aaron Williams and Noah Rodriguez are putting numbers together for us, and these numbers are really kind of staggering when you look at the first half. 191 yards of total offense for Bishop Gorman to 42 for St. John Bosco. Time of possession, 17 minutes, 59 seconds for the Gaels, 6:01 for the Braves, and then 8 first downs to 3 for Bishop Gorman over St. John Bosco. 8 penalties for each team, 80 yards for Bishop Gorman, 105 for St. John Bosco. So if you look at the other sideline, boys, Jason Negro, you can pick from any one of a number of buckets to figure out how are we going to correct things. There's a lot to choose from.
Yeah, that time of possession is the one that really stands out for me. They've just controlled the line of scrimmage, and they really haven't had a lot of third downs or third and long situations. Where you look at St. John Bosco, they've been in so many third and long situations, but they really haven't had a flow for the offense. If you look at the past matchups here, Gaels 2-0 all time against St. John Bosco. That 2014 game, they jumped out to a 27-3 lead. Josh Rosen almost led Bosco back on a comeback. And then in 2016, St. John Bosco jumped out to a 14-0 lead. And then Tate Martell really got things going. Bubba Bolden had a big game as well.
Well, Jason Negro's hoping that somewhere the ghost of Josh Rosen can go ahead and get active in Koa Malau'ulu. So as this kick is going to go in the end zone for a touchback, St. John Bosco will have the ball at their own 20-yard line. And a lot of work in front of them. They do get the ball here to begin the second half of play. Let's see what they do and what adjustments they made. And also, obviously, Bishop Gorman defensively, they've got a great first half.
Yeah, I think the biggest adjustment for St. John Bosco will be is how do we contain Braylon Ivory? The sophomore's really disrupted Malau'ulu's timing, and he really hasn't been comfortable the whole game.
So Malau'ulu brings the team out on the field. The offense, Malik Allen's going to move out of the backfield to a receiver spot on the near side. 3 to that side, 2 to the far side.
And DJ Tubbs finally got a couple of catches there in the second quarter, and he's really the one receiver that Malau'ulu is comfortable with.
Allen's going to go in motion into the backfield. They're going to give it to Allen, and Allen with a running start is going to be tackled at the 25-yard line for a gain of 5.
And that's really hurt St. John Bosco. They haven't really established a running game, and that just made it tough for the tackles to really contain Tayon Lawrence and Braylon Ivory.
Ivory was lining up that time on the left side of the defensive line to Koa's right. This time he's going to shift over to the blind side. Hand off Allen again, and he's got himself a first down. And we've got a penalty marker, though, at the end of the play. So hold everything. That seems to plague both teams. They get a first down or a big play, and then it gets called back.
It looks like the ref initial face mask on Gorman.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, 15-yard penalty.
And that is against Bishop Gorman.
Yeah, that would have been tough because, as you mentioned, partner, the whole first half, it felt like every time St. John Bosco had a big play, you'd see some laundry on the field. Get a look at the replay there. Malik Allen. There's the face mask right there. Tayon Lawrence.
Good call. And that's going to push the ball to the 46-yard line. Receiver in motion to the near side. Play action. Koa's going to roll out. Nobody open. He's still rolling. He's rolling, trying to get to the corner, and he's going to be tackled for the third sack of the game for a 3-yard loss. Pursuing on the play was Tamatoa Gatiote.
Yeah, he's a stud, man. You know, last year had 117 tackles. Shows you his speed. Chases down Malau'ulu there. He's got 6 offers so far. No stars. But he's been a leader on Bishop Gorman for quite some time. His older cousin, Palei Naoteote, starred on that Gorman team that beat St. John Bosco in 2016. I believe he was also on the 2014 as well.
2-yard loss on the play. Malau'ulu across the middle. That pass is caught by Tubbs. Tubbs trying to bounce to the outside. He'll cut back upfield. And correct me if I'm wrong, Zach, but first time for St. John Bosco now on the Bishop Gorman side of the field in this game. Is that right?
I think you are right. You're usually right more than I am on these things, so I don't know.
Just double check it. First game of the year here.
Agreeing with you probably doesn't go far, but it's also nice for the Braves. They got a third and manageable situation.
3rd and 3 after a 9-yard gain. Screen pass. Allen, can he get to the 44? He's going to spin forward. It's going to be very close.
Tubbs down as well for St. John Bosco down the field.
And now he's up on his feet. That's good to see DJ Tubbs back up. And it is going to be a first down.
Yeah, nice job by Malik Allen there to know where the first down marker was and able to get just enough.
Well, St. John Bosco is giving Bishop Gorman a little taste of their own medicine, motioning Allen out of the backfield or setting up screen passes. There he is again across the middle. He's open. Pass complete. Inside the 35, down close to the 33-yard line. That should be enough for another St. John Bosco first down, and they have now as many first downs in the 2.5 minutes of the second half as they had the entire first half.
And, just they taking a page out of Bishop Gorman's book. Oh, you guys are dumping off to the running back. It's looking easy, and Malik Allen's really been the whole drive here.
Allen's going to run to the right-hand side. Inside the 30, breaks a tackle, 25, and a gain of 9 yards.
I wish I could have been in that locker room to hear what head coach Jason Agro was saying. Because whatever he's saying, it's working on this opening drive.
Well, maybe it was a challenge to the offensive line.
Yeah.
I mean, they really struggled in that first half, maintaining protection. And then also maybe an acknowledgement of the fact that a 7-step drop may not get it done here for
this is
offense.
A senior-led group, too. 4 of the 5 starters are seniors.
2nd and 1. Pass underneath. Good read. And inside the 5-yard line, setting up a 1st and goal, go the Braves.
Speaking of good reads, there's Jacob Reed on the catch. But like you said, partner, that was just a great job by Malau'ulu there, and knew where Jacob Reed was going to be, 6'1", 170-pound junior, found some open space.
Yeah, looked off the defender. That's just fantastic work by the quarterback. 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. St. John Bosco fans who traveled well out here to Las Vegas, not a far drive from Los Angeles. For the first time, hoping to...
Like 4-hour drive?
About 4.5, depending. Yeah, hoping for something to cheer about for the first time in this game. Pass play, back corner, broken up, incomplete. Reed, they were looking for him again. McDaniel in coverage deflects that football away.
Had David Lee in the backfield there. You see Malik Allen checking back in. Probably just needed a quick breather.
Reed's going to stay on the field.
And this is where a guy like Koa Malau'ulu can make a play with that 6'4" frame.
They just took him out, though.
Yeah. You got Jacob Reed lined up all by himself against Kamil Loud.
Looks like an audible at the line of scrimmage. Allen in the backfield, Reed in motion, and now we're going to have to... St. John Bosco is going to have to call a timeout.
Yeah, Negro's not happy. I mean, those
timeouts. Their first time out of the half.
Those timeouts are precious, especially you're down 21-0. You don't want to have to burn timeouts on your first drive in the second half. Looks like he was getting after David Plunkett the third there.
Someone was not in the right formation. Do you know what is in the right formation, though, Zach?
What's that?
Our games next week on the NFHS Network.
That's
with
some
Duncanville
sauce.
Allen.
That's a lot of sauce right there, especially, too, Santa Margarita, Corona Centennial.
That's going to be a very good game.
Fletch Palmer started tonight for Santa Margarita. And last I saw, they're up 21-0 against Orlando Jones. Duncanville Allen, that'll be the season opener for both teams next week. I can't wait to get out to Allen, though, see that $60 million stadium. Everyone says it's the house that Kyler Murray built.
Well, it'll be fun to call that particular game. I wish I could be in 2 places at once because that Santa Margarita Centennial game, especially after covering Centennial last night, they were fantastic.
The good thing for us, our game should probably be over when the second quarter's starting, so we'll be able to get on our NFHS app and watch that one. Who's going to be on the call? You know yet?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't know yet. We'll figure that out here pretty quickly, and they'll have a fun one to call. Got to spread the love around a little bit.
Yeah, at Braves, they got to get a touchdown on this drive. This is 4-down territory for sure.
2nd and goal from the 5-yard line after an incompletion on first down. Reed in motion to the near side. 4 receivers in a stack. Penalty marker down. Probably a false start. Here's a pass. That is caught. Allen in the end zone.
See if it's either a legal formation or offsides.
It'll be interesting to see. Right now, St. John Bosco keeping their celebration subdued, pending the outcome here of the penalty.
Well, I don't think it was offsides. They wouldn't be having a discussion.
Eagle formation. Offense. More than 4 in the backfield. 5-yard penalty. Replay second down.
That's unfortunate.
That's a tough penalty there. You had a perfect play call. And 87, you just got to be up on the line of scrimmage there. That's the tight end, Braden Johnson. And they had a perfect play design. I mean, it was a walk-in touchdown from Malik Allen.
Instead, now you've got 2nd and goal from the 10-yard line.
Yeah, another big penalty for St. John Bosco.
10 of them in the game for 115 yards.
This is where
this time
you got to watch Moa Ali there all by himself.
Koa's going to throw right, looking for Reed, and it's over his outstretched hand, incomplete, 3rd down. You mentioned 2-down territory.
Now it's kind of tough, though, with being at the 10. I mean, it depends how much yards you get here if you don't score.
Once again, nice coverage by the secondary of the Gaels. It's just such a tiny window to throw in there. Silva in coverage there.
Yeah. He had 4 interceptions last year as a sophomore. Also played as a freshman, 20 tackles. Big 3rd down here for the Braves. They got to at least pick up half of this and make it a 4th and short.
Koa looking left, throwing a fade into the corner and broken up.
Yeah, this is tough here. You got 4th and goal at the 10. I mean, you want to get some sort of points, but you really wanted a touchdown on this drive. They're leaving the offense out there, it looks like.
Kamil Loud in coverage there against Moa Ali. I think even if Moa Ali had an opportunity at the ball there, he ran out of real estate. I mean, he would have caught that out of bounds anyway, even if it had not been broken up by...
Yeah, that was just a good job by Loud. He was one-on-one coverage, but he really turned into double coverage by using the sideline as a second defender.
4th and goal. Across the middle, back in the end zone, and there's the touchdown for St. John Bosco. Mo Ali from 10 yards out, a huge pass play from Malau'ulu. And it's a 21-6 game, and we also have an injured Gael in the end zone.
Yeah, St. John Bosco needed that 4th and goal at the 10. And he just used that big frame, got open, and a great throw.
Boy, St. John Bosco needed a play in the worst way, and they connected there on a big 4th down pass.
I tell you what, man, if the Braves defense can come out and force 3 and out, they're going to start getting momentum on their side a little bit. This is the first time we've really heard this side quiet.
Yeah, there's been a lot to cheer about on this side of the field.
Yeah, we're on the home side.
Malau'ulu, what a pass. I mean, he took his time. He looked left. He probably checked through 3 different receivers before he found Mo Ali in the back of the end zone.
And I really think he's going to be that next big-time wide receiver to come through this Braves program. I mean, he's already built like absolute freak, 6'4", 205 pounds, only a sophomore.
That's an 80-yard drive right there to begin the second half of play. And St. John Bosco desperately needed that outcome.
Yeah, and, you know, a great job by Malik Allen on that drive. Did a good job as a receiver out of the backfield, had a few nice runs. That was really the first drive we've seen where they established a running game, and it kind of opened things up in the passing game.
I don't know if it was Loud who was down in the end zone. It looks like they're trying to stretch out a calf.
Thomas Frey sending in some updates as well. Fletch Palmer, another touchdown pass. Santa Margarita up 27-0. Modern Day in a one-score game with American Fork. It's 17-11. 4:19 left in the third quarter.
By the way, I did get an update. Not for those of you watching at home. I don't know if anyone is sitting on the edge of their seat, but we do have the broadcast game for that Centennial Santa Margarita game. It's Cooper Perkins and Tony Moskal. It's also going to be on Spectrum
that's a good
TV
crew.
in
I
Los
like that
Angeles.
crew a lot.
Yeah. They do a great job. So they will have that call.
I figured,
for you.
yeah, it's a CIF Southern Section game of the week. So, yeah, they do a tremendous job. I enjoy watching their broadcasts. That's going to be fun, man. You get to see Fletch Palmer, too.
The injured player is Jordan Lutu. He's not putting a lot of weight on that left leg.
Yeah. Hopefully, looks like it just, that's a cramp.
Yeah. This is where my
your
pickle juice reference really would come into play. If there is a pickle juice company that wants to advertise.
Did you ever think of like hitting up Jamba Juice? Like, hey, do you think we can come up with like this pickle juice banana smoothie?
Okay.
For athletes?
I had not, but.
Yes.
All right.
Sounds disgusting, but.
Maybe they already workshopped that one and decided they were going to put that back on the shelf.
That guy got fired.
Extra point coming up here for St. John Bosco. And the kick on the way, and that is good.
They needed that
with
drive.
The connection, 21-7 our score.
They needed that drive.
They did, absolutely.
That was a huge drive. You kind of start to feel good now. It's like, all right, hey, it's first game of the season, too. Like, you're working out some things, and they finally looked calm, weren't nervous. And that was one of our keys to the game. Keep your emotions in check. They did on that drive, get their first points. 21-7, now 7:45. Still a lot of ball game left. This one is far from over, especially when you got a talented team like Bosco. They have such a good defense where they can come in and get a 3-and-out, potentially force a turnover. They haven't made Ace Amina uncomfortable yet. That's what they need to do as a defensive unit.
Amina was 11 of 15 in the first half, 102 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 3 carries for 22. This is a big moment for the St. John Bosco defense. You're absolutely right in terms of getting back in the game, but also for Bishop Gorman. If you can go down and get a score, even if it's 3, just get some momentum back on your sideline. But if you come away empty, that really opens the door for the Braves.
Yeah.
Who are known for comebacks. They can do it. Even with the younger group, they've got a quarterback who's got a lot of experience, even just in his junior year. Third-year starter for St. John Bosco. Whiteman kicks the ball away and deep. This is going to go into the end zone, so you got a long field in front of you for the Gaels.
Also, got to give a shout out to your guy doing stats.
Noah Rodriguez.
Yes. Helping us out a ton. It's nice when we got stats on hand.
And right on time, Koa Malau'ulu, 5 of 8 for 40 yards and a touchdown on that last drive.
Yeah, that was just a well-balanced drive. They were able to establish a running game with Malik Allen, and Malau'ulu made some good throws, especially that fourth and goal.
I got stats for Allen too. 3 carries for 20 yards on that drive.
Attaboy.
2 receptions for 14.
I think Noah is trying to get a raise.
He's trying to get a permanent position. Not bad.
Yeah, I don't sign his checks. Sign him up.
7:45 to go here in the third quarter, and Ace Amina back out on the field. First drive of the second half. Seeing if he can carry over some of that first half mojo. Washington going to take it around the left-hand side. He'll be knocked out of bounds at the 25-yard line for a gain of 5.
Yeah, and you had a solid Willie Ava there. He looked like he had the edge, but not able to contain it. Turns into a 5-yard gain. Respectable pickup on first down.
That's something that Bishop Gorman has been very effective in throughout the first half, is being able to bounce it to the outside. The edge contain piece, like you were talking about, St. John Bosco struggled there a little bit. Amina's going to send Trent Walker as the lone receiver to the near side, 3 to the far side, and in the game now, Noah Cole. It's been Cole, Hinton, and Washington rotating out of the backfield for Coach Brent Browner. Amina looking to throw. Has some time across the middle, pass incomplete. They were looking for Sansino, and Brandon Nash in coverage. Gorman coaching staff thought that might have been a little handsy, but given some of the other contact we've seen, the officials let that ride.
I was kind of looking around for potentially to see some laundry on the field, but the refs have let them play tonight. It hasn't been a lot of pass interference calls. Looked like Dylan Davis was there on the coverage as well, a 3-star Vanderbilt commit. This is a big play right here for both teams. If St. John Bosco can come in, force a 3-and-out, get their offense, who's feeling great right now, back on the field quick, that'd be huge for the number 1 ranked team in the country.
Cole's the back in the backfield. 3rd and 5. Amina looking right, throwing right quickly, and Sansino had not turned around yet, incomplete. And here comes the punt team for Bishop Gorman.
Wow. Huge job by the Braves defense. They come right out, force a 3-and-out. Going to get their offense the ball.
With decent field position as well.
Just a little bit of confusion there. Amina thought his receiver was going to be somewhere else, and incomplete pass.
I think Sansino was like, wait till I get to the marker.
Yeah.
And Amina was thinking, I can get you the ball before the marker because you're open. You can run past it. So.
And it didn't look like there was a lot of pressure on Amina. Didn't need to throw it that quick, but nonetheless, 3-and-out forced by the Braves defense.
Tubbs back to receive. He's standing at his own 40-yard line. This is Kason Clark, who's had some good punts in this game. He's got another one here. That is a high spiraling kick. Tubbs, fair catch at the 32.
So pretty decent field position for the Braves on this drive. They went 80 on their last one. And this was a
drive.
Great drive by Malau'ulu there, DJ Tubbs. Nice job running open space.
And St. John Bosco had 4 first downs on this drive alone. Zack, they had 3 in the entire first half.
Yeah, and they just did a good job balancing it with the running game, open up the passing lanes. Jacob Reed set up that 1st and goal. This was the biggest play, obviously, 4th and goal from the 10.
Clutch play.
Yeah, Malau'ulu. Nice throw.
Malau'ulu is going to put Reed in motion to the far side of the field, seeing if he can recreate that magic from the last possession. Here is Allen, who's going to bounce to the outside, and he'll be tackled just shy of the 40-yard line. A gain of 8 yards. Boy, if he'd gotten a block from Tubbs there, he might have been able to bounce it even further to the outside and streak down the sideline. Still, that's a nice gain on first down.
Yeah, that's really been the difference here in the second half is they're using that running game, setting up nice second and manageable, 3rd and short situations. And that just opens up so much as a play caller.
New receiver in the game, Joshua Laird in for St. John Bosco. Allen, hesitation move, breaks a tackle, and should have the first down.
Yeah, you don't see Tamatoa Naote miss many tackles there. You had Malik Allen there in the backfield. Allen able to slip out of it.
Allen gets to the 43-yard line, or no, the 42. That was a gain of 3 on the play, but he needed 2.
I tell you what, man, if the Braves go down and score on this drive, they're going to be feeling pretty good. They still got a long way to go.
Toss to the outside. Allen tries to bounce it out there, and a great read by Bishop Gorman's defense.
Yeah, unsure why Allen stopped to try to cut that in. Thought he was going to try and bounce it outside. Good outside containment there. Looked like that was Caleb Lea'ia on the stop.
Lea'ia did a nice job. He's the one who had that recovery in the back of the end zone for a touchdown on the strip sack by Ivory earlier in the game, and now makes a nice tackle in the backfield for a loss, setting up 2nd and 13. Koa looking to throw. Running away from trouble, penalty marker down, probably a hold, and he's just going to throw it away.
Yeah,
that's
smart.
A wise play there. Look, if we've already got, I think he saw the penalty marker fly, and he's like, I think this is against us. Might as well just cut our losses here.
Probably decline this, 3rd and long.
That's what our referee, Dominic Valdez, is asking the Bishop Gorman coaching staff how they want to handle this.
Offense, number 52. This penalty is declined. 3rd down.
Yeah, now you got 3rd 13 coming up. And that was just a great first jump by Tayon Lawrence there. Got in the backfield. Malau'ulu really had no chance.
Koa's got Allen in the backfield. 2 receivers to either side. A big 3rd and 13 coming up.
And you don't need to force anything here. The worst thing you can do is turn it over. A punt's not terrible, especially, you'll punt or you'll put Gorman back in their own territory.
Play action. He's throwing the ball down the sideline and coming back for it and making the catch. Yes, first down for St. John Bosco.
Koa Malau'ulu, another big-time play. He's down on the field, but what a catch. And look at this throw by Koa. I mean, that's a perfect throw. Kamil Loud with good coverage there, but Malau'ulu, great play.
And now we've got a whistle and a timeout being called by Bishop Gorman. So each team using a timeout here in the 3rd quarter. But what a clutch throw by Koa.
Timeout. Defense.
Yeah, you could see Malau'ulu there. He's Cramping up, a lot of cramps here first game. Heat, you're going to see that a lot. You've seen it. I saw it a lot watching yesterday's games.
I mean, you've got a fourth down connection between these two to get St. John Bosco their first score, and now on a 3rd and 13, look at that window. I mean, Loud is right there. That is a fantastic bit of defensive coverage, but
yeah,
an even better throw.
Yeah, and that's great body control by Malau'ulu there to know where the sideline's at, get a foot down, might even got 2 feet down there to make that big 3rd and 13 conversion. I mean, there's a reason why this dude's already got 12 offers. He's only a sophomore. Alabama, Miami, Oregon, USC, UCLA, and Washington among the offers for the 6'4", 205-pound sophomore.
Well, he's making some big catches in this game right when his team needs him. That was an absence of big play making in the first half for St. John Bosco, but starting to poke its head up here in the second.
And now you probably see him go back to 5. Malik Allen.
Ball at the Gorman 37-yard line. Play action, pass underneath. That is caught. Another first down. Tubbs with a reception. Finally spun down at the 21-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, Bosco is really thinking this is how they're going to start the game, but they did a great job during the halftime speech to adjust. Got a player down for the Gaels.
Yeah, that's Calvin. Yeah.
Nice job by Tubbs, find open space, lined up against Kamil Loud.
Well, now that Allen is a factor in the game, the play action to him is effective. Early in the first half, he wasn't they weren't really involved. I'm not going to say they weren't really involving him, but he didn't have a lot of involvement or playmaking
success.
ability. Yeah,
there was really no success in the running game. It was just tough when the first play of the game was snapped over the head of Malau'ulu. But they've really turned things around, and they really have all the momentum here.
And now that Allen's a factor, that play action to him opened a gap for Tubbs, and a great read by Koa. 7 first downs here in the third quarter. Not even, we're just past the halfway mark. 3.
Yeah. And, I mean, the whole game, there really hasn't been any pressure on Bishop Gorman. And now Bosco starting to put a little pressure on him. So,
well, that big game uncertainty that was one of our keys to the game, Bishop Gorman was handling that really well in the first half. But now in the second half, it's teetering a little bit.
I mean, we're 5:18 third quarter. There's so much time left in this one. I mean, the Braves have had one great drive, working on a second, forced a 3 and out.
Malau'ulu.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised here if you do a little play action to Malik Allen. See if you can get Jacob Reed the ball.
They're going to play action to Allen. They're going to throw. Here's Tubbs. He's got a chance. He's got the catch. He's down in the end zone. Got inside the pylon. Touchdown.
Wow. What a play call. I mean, went for the play action. Got Tubbs one-on-one. And Malau'ulu, he is just throwing absolute dimes here in the second half. Get a look at the replay. Nice job. And, they just went right after the running back. Tubbs, nice job to come back for the ball. Lined up against a sophomore. Braley Manning, touchdown Braves. We got a one-score game here in Vegas.
What a turnaround. 4:51 left in the third quarter.
And that's the difference, too, when you have a quarterback that started since his freshman year. As the extra points up and good. He's not going to get rattled. He had a terrible first half for St. John Bosco. He comes in, he's still poised, and he has put together 2 great drives for St. John Bosco. I still want to know what Coach Negro said during halftime.
A speech for the ages.
So call your friends, man. We got a game.
Yes, we do. I believe, Zach, it's time to refresh the popcorn.
Yes.
Might have been getting a little stale at the end of the first half.
It was.
Were like, I don't know if I need a second round, but you do now, folks.
It was like during the first week of our podcast, man. We had no popcorn, and we always have popcorn in our office. There was none to use, so the prop really wasn't as good with the empty popcorn bucket, but luckily we got some fresh popcorn here in Vegas now.
Look, I think someone needs to talk to the office administrator there, whoever's in charge of the Costco run.
I'm not going to call out any names.
Oh, fair enough.
But you know who you are.
You're going to have 8 boxes of 64 packs of popcorn.
Nope, not Chris Stonebreaker. Our guy Carl Harper, the director, trying to get Stoney in trouble. Not him.
This ball is going to go into the end zone for a touchback.
And also to shout out to our crew here, L2, doing a great job with these broadcasts. Then you get some
you've got
fighting going on.
Well, actually what it was is I think you had in special teams, St. John Bosco, a bit of a mistake there in that they have got Gorman pinned at their 20-yard line, but then some excessive hitting at the end of the play. It might be a 15-yarder against the Braves.
Yeah, that would be tough.
That gets you fired up. But there now it comes back to that other key, managing your emotions. Let's see what we can see here on the replay.
No, just doing a little too much there.
Look, I get it. You're fired up, but your team's back in the game, and you don't
can't
need to
do
give
that.
any more help to Bishop Gorman.
You can't do that. And you saw big Richie Orozco there, senior for St. John Bosco. He's like, bro, what are you doing?
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, kicking team, number 53, 15-yard penalty from the 20-yard line, first down.
And good coaching and teaching right here by
100%.
St. John Bosco. This is a sophomore who's playing on special teams, and he made a sophomore mistake.
And you're fired up, too. Your team just scored a touchdown. It's 21-14. The juices are flowing, but that's tough.
Well, let's give Bishop Gorman the ball at their own 35-yard line. And they need to get rolling offensively. They dominated time of possession in the first half, but they have had just 3 plays here in the third quarter. Amina on first down going to hand it off. Left-hand side, this is Cole. Cole will take it to the 39-yard line for a gain of 4.
The Braves' run defense has really done a pretty good job after that opening drive. Noah Cole, Corey Hitton, and the freshman Trey Washington haven't done a lot, at least in the running game.
Here's a handoff. Cole again. He's going to break an arm tackle at the line of scrimmage, and he is going to be about a yard shy of a first down, gain of 5. Well, I think one thing that the coaching staff has done for St. John Bosco is they've moved linebackers out to cover receivers who might not be as quick.
Yeah.
And then brought some of the corners into the interior to get the running backs out of the backfield.
And you look at this Braves defense, secondary is really the strength, and they just got to find a way to maximize those guys. Asala Wiliava, Dylan Davis, the 2 safeties, and you got Prentice Jones, the sophomore, along with Dorian Franklin.
Costales Torres.
And Brandon Nash, too.
Sansino, the 2 receivers at the far side, strong side left. Handoff, and this should be a first down right at the 45-yard line. St. John Bosco thinks they have to stop, but I think forward progress.
He got it.
Yeah.
And you could hear the stands on this side. Bishop Gorman thought there should have been offsides. I did too. I thought a couple of guys might have jumped off for the Braves, but nonetheless, first down, Bishop Gorman.
Gain of 1. Their first down of the second half.
Yeah, this is the biggest drive of the game so far.
For the Gaels.
For the Gaels, yeah. St. John Bosco's got all the momentum right now. Even a field goal right here would be big for Bishop Gorman. You just gotta take the edge off a little bit.
In the backfield now is Corey Hinton. After Noah Cole, a couple of runs up the middle, picks up a first down for his squad. Amina's going to throw. Has some time. Now he doesn't, but manages to avoid 4 guys. He'll get to the 47-yard line for a gain of 2.
Yeah, nice job by Amina there. Looked like he was maybe going to get taken down for a sack. Able to pick up some positive yards. Brandon Nash. Looks like he might have rolled up his ankle. He goes down right there. So, get a little break right here. But yeah, nice job by Amina there. Keeping his eyes downfield, trying to keep the play open as long as possible. Knows there's nothing there, so picks up a couple of yards. You see Brandon Nash there as well, the injured Brave. He's one of the best safeties in the class of 2028, 6'1", 195-pounder. He's got 15 offers so far, 4-star recruit, Ohio State, Miami, Oklahoma, Washington, Arizona State, among some of the notable offers for Nash. And he kind of plays that star role for this Braves defense. So line up a lot near the line of scrimmage, can also go back, play a little safety. Very versatile DB for Coach Negro. IMG, big win tonight. Number 5 team in the country went out to Utah to open the season, 59-3. Fletch Palmer lead in Santa Margarita, 27-0. West Boca Raton actually beat American Heritage 24-7, so number 15 team goes down. West Boca Raton had a big game last week. It was a kickoff classic for Florida. They technically don't count towards the schedule, but a great game against Carroll City. Carroll City won 24-23 in overtime. West Boca Raton is for real. They've won back-to-back state titles. Clay Chalkville Creekside, game is 22-20. There was lightning in the fourth, so not sure if they're resuming that one. Technically, wasn't a final yet.
2nd down and 8 after the injury timeout. Amina with Hinton in the backfield to his left. Play action to Hinton. A throw across the middle. Wide open is Menor as 2 guys go with Costales Torres, and Menor walks into the end zone.
Just confusion for the Braves, and that's where, a guy like Brandon Nash getting hurt hurts the defense. Menor wide open, easiest touchdown he's probably going to get this year, 53-yard touchdown. Great response for the Bishop Gorman Gaels.
It's like Menor was in some kind of vortex where he didn't exist.
Nobody even saw him in the Brave secondary.
2 went with Costales Torres, and nobody went with Menor.
And that's just tough. Because Menor is by far the number 1 receiver for Bishop Gorman. You would think they would have at least one guy on him at all times.
That's a 53-yard touchdown pass. The extra point is good, and Bishop Gorman got exactly what you said they needed. A score, this one a touchdown.
Yeah, that was a big response for the Gaels. And nice play call. They had St. John Bosco's defense confused. Menor running all by himself. Nobody within 15 yards of him.
I think he triple checked to make sure. He's like, I can't believe I'm this open right now. Am I positive?
Yeah, especially, you're obviously the number 1 guy they're looking at from the playmakers. And just confusion for St. John Bosco. You had 2 guys going with the receiver up top. Touchdown, Zion Menor, his 2nd of the night.
3rd passing touchdown for Amina. 1:59 to go in the 3rd quarter. And it's back to a 2-score game, 28-14, as you see the crowd here on the Bishop Gorman side enjoying that one. A 65-yard touchdown drive.
Yeah, a huge response for Bishop Gorman.
Jason Negro not enjoying that quite as much.
No, definitely not. He's glad, though, that they've come back, at least make it a game. You come back here and get a touchdown drive right back in a 1-score game. But now it'll be interesting, too, to see what maybe Bishop Gorman does defensively, change things up a little bit.
Here's Clark. And he's going to put that in the end zone for a touchback and make St. John Bosco start from their own 20 here for the 3rd time in the game. That's a great shot. Nice job by our outstanding crew from L2 Productions covering this one for us. They have been here since early in the day.
Yeah.
And setting up in over 100-degree heat. And they'll be here after you and I go.
Yes.
And I don't know if the bottled water we brought them is enough.
No, it's not.
Scott Railing and the wonderful
team. They do a tremendous job.
Yeah.
Love working with these guys. They make our jobs pretty easy, Jeff.
I wonder if Carl Harper talks about how great the air conditioning was in the home office after the games are over. Here's a pass by Koa, and that's going to be incomplete, intended for Reed on the far side of the field.
And he had Reed open, too. Hayden Stepp on the coverage. We got him on the podcast this week.
He's been called his name a whole lot in this game.
He's going to play corner at the next level. He's kind of moved into a safety role this year, his senior year. That's kind of where they need a little more help, and that just shows you the versatility of Hayden Stepp. He can play all over the field. He's kind of playing the same position that you saw Jet Washington play for Bishop Gorman.
That was Pesci Silva on your screen. Stepp wearing number 8.
Yep.
You got the back corner on the right-hand side of your screen right there as the safety. Koa with an empty backfield. Now going to put Allen in motion into the backfield. A read option. Koa's going to keep it. Oh, he finds himself into the second level, and he'll pick up the first down at the 30-yard line.
Hayden Stepp comes up to make the tackle, but nice job by Malau'ulu. Little read option there. Gets just enough for the first down. And he's an athletic quarterback. He can make plays with his legs. Haven't seen it a ton tonight, but he can get outside the pocket when he needs to.
Well, one of the things, he's been running for his life and has actually done a pretty decent job staying away from trouble. That's been the bulk of the responsibility in some of these plays.
And Bosco offensive line has stepped up here in the second half.
Koa's going to throw a deep ball. And nice coverage down the field by McDaniel.
Trying to get it to David Plunkett III. Another one of those sophomore wide receivers.
That was just good body positioning by McDaniel. There was no way for Plunkett to cut back on and get that ball.
And it was tough, too, because we saw Anthony Ozundu go down with an injury in the first quarter. We haven't seen him come back in the game. He was a guy they're high on going into this year, 6'3", 190-pound sophomore. Hopefully it's nothing serious and he can get back on the field next week against Roman Catholic.
Malau'ulu, 2nd and 10 from his 30. Going to roll out right. Here comes some pressure. He's going to throw, and Plunkett trying to get that ball along the sideline. Incomplete. This time, coverage being provided by Brayley Manning, who has that interception earlier in the game.
Yeah.
Now a couple passes defense.
Yeah, that was just a tough throw for Malau'ulu to make. Plunkett did do a good job coming back to the ball, but another big third down coming up for St. John Bosco. They had a big 3rd and 13 conversion on the last drive.
Bishop Gorman crowd feeling it here, trying to encourage their defense to force the punt with 1:09 remaining here in the third quarter.
See if Malau'ulu can find his favorite target, DJ Tubbs.
Here comes the pressure blitz coming. Single coverage. Reed is open. He's got the catch inside the 40 and tackled inside the 30-yard line at the 28. Another big conversion on a 3rd or a 4th down by St. John Bosco in the third quarter.
Yeah, nice job by Malau'ulu to kind of look off and then comes back to Reed. He's just wide open. Big time play on 3rd and 10. Almost looked like a face mask there on the tackle.
That was a great blitz pickup by the offensive line. Koa's going to keep it, and he's going to make his acquaintance with Braylon Ivory once again. He's seen enough of number 19.
Yeah, he's going to have nightmares of Braylon Ivory. The Braves have made some adjustments, though, where they've kind of contained the 2 edge rushers for Bishop Gorman and Tayon Lawrence and Braylon Ivory. And Malau'ulu is probably wishing he would have gave that one to Malik Allen there instead of keeping it on that read option.
2nd and 12. Under 30 seconds left here in the third quarter. Third time in as many possessions St. John Bosco has crossed onto the Bishop Gorman side of the field, and that's only worthy of note because they didn't do it at all in the first half. Here's a pass underneath, and a little bit of a late break there for Plunkett. The pass falls incomplete. Now here at the 30-yard line in the 3rd and 12, you thinking they're going to go for it on 4th down? Down 2 scores so you don't need to get all 12 in one play?
Yeah, this is 4-down territory. I mean, you're at the Gorman 30. There's just been a little miscommunication with Malau'ulu and Plunkett here tonight. He's an explosive playmaker, though, if they can get him some open field.
Allen's in the backfield to the right-hand side.
But if you're Bosco here, you don't need to pick up all 12 here. You just got to pick up some.
Allen's going to run left. He's going to get the 12 and more. He's heading for the end zone. Touchdown, Braves.
Wow, what a call.
And as the clock hits 0 in the third quarter, St. John Bosco makes it a 1-score game.
Wow, that was just a perfect play call, 3rd and 12. Fooled the defense, and you're probably thinking there, hey, let's just pick up 5-6 yards, make it a 4th and manageable, and boom, just like that, Malik Allen takes it all the way in for the 30-yard rushing touchdown.
You know, we were thinking that, but Allen had other ideas.
Yep. He said, I got a party for 6, man.
And that reservation was ready for him. And now we got a lot of movement at the line of scrimmage, so hold everything as Whiteman connects on the kick.
What a game, man, this has turned into. 21-0 at half. Gorman really dominating, and St. John Bosco has outscored Bishop Gorman 20-7 to this point as they await the extra point.
And defense, number 51, half the distance to the goal. Retry.
Negro wants to decline it, so doesn't make the kicker even closer.
Yeah, not a situation where you have to go for 2 here.
Whiteman for the extra point.
Whiteman, take 2, and it's good. 28-21. a far cry from where we were at the start of this third quarter when it was 21-0 Bishop Gorman, but St. John Bosco, 21 points on the board. The Gaels contribute 7. We got ourselves a ball game going into the fourth here on the MaxPreps Game of the Week as Malik Allen running right into your living room to make it a 7-point Bishop Gorman advantage.
Our number one priority is protecting our players. That's why we're writing new rules for the sport and developing innovative educational tools to protect our athletes. This is player protection. This is high school football.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player to get your digital copy today.
Beautiful shot of the fountain near the Bellagio. As the kick for St. John Bosco after the touchdown, we begin the fourth quarter, and Nick Whiteman puts it in the end zone for a touchback. And Bishop Gorman starting at their own 20-yard line as we take a look at the top 10 rankings again, brought to you by MaxPreps.
Yeah, this 1 versus 2 game sure living up to the hype. We weren't sure at halftime when it was 21-0, but St. John Bosco has responded big here. St. Thomas Aquinas, as mentioned earlier, 42-0 win over Western. St. Francis opens up next week in Florida against DeLand. IMG Academy won big 59-3. Santa Margarita up big against Orlando Jones. Team out in Florida. Buford plays tomorrow night. They are the defending MaxPreps national champs, became the first team from Georgia to finish number 1 in the MaxPreps rankings since we started our rankings in the early 2000s.
Centennial with a win last night, 41-21 over Servite. They play against St. John Bosco to Servite in the Trinity League. Here's a handoff on first down. Amina gives it off to Cole, who will take it to the 23-yard line for a gain of 3.
Yeah, if you're St. John Bosco's defense here, going to get, I think there's an injured Brave. He's back up, but it took a little bit of too much time to get up. Looks like that's a solid Willie Ava.
It is.
3-star Washington commit.
He's trying to stretch out a calf, too.
Yeah, he's a baller, man. He's been starting at safety. One of the better safeties St. John Bosco has seen. Had 7 interceptions as a sophomore. Had 1 last year. That 1 interception came against St. Francis Academy. And that 21-14 win. That was also a game St. John Bosco was trailing 14-7 in the fourth quarter. Outscored St. Francis 14-0. All right, it's time to make that smoothie.
Yeah, I know. Really, and we've been talking up pickle juice as an option all game long, right?
I heard
there's got to be a
good,
representative
right?
from Gatorade who's watching this game going, hey, over here, how about us? All right, well, step on into the arena, Gatorade.
You got our number.
Use a sponsor here.
Yeah, you got our number,
you know
man.
where to find
Give us a call.
MaxPreps.
Does mustard work, or is that just a myth?
I don't know, but
should we get like French mustard in the conversation as well?
I think that's still under peer review, that scientific survey, that study. Look, if you want to take all the condiments you put on a hamburger and we throw it at this thing, I'm sure St. John Bosco and Bishop Gorman would be a taker at this stage. They've had a few players go off with calf cramps in this football game, and it's hard when you get that going. To come back, not to come back, like, you'll recover fine, but within the game itself, it's difficult to keep avoiding those the rest of the contest. 2nd down and 7.
That's a big, that's a big player to go off for St. John Bosco, Willie Ava. So hopefully for the Braves defense, it's just for a play.
Cole shifts to the backfield a little bit. He's going to get that's Hinton getting a swing pass, and good read by the Braves as they're going to stack him up for a loss. Back to the 21, a loss of 2. That's the first time on a pass play to a running back out of the backfield where it's gone for negative yardage. Everything has been 5 yards or more on those swing passes for Bishop Gorman in this game.
Yeah, Braves defense, they've made a great adjustment just containing those running backs coming out of the backfield. Raylan Goforth. He used to be a big-time linebacker for the Braves. Josiah Poyer and Ethan Coach there on the tackle.
Well, and Poyer, too, he kind of broke down to get set up to make a tackle as opposed to flying in and having your momentum take you out of the play because Hinton puts a nice cut on. And that time he tried to cut, and staggering his feet, Poyer was ready.
Yeah, and Josiah Poyer, I mean, this dude's an absolute stud. 54 tackles last year, 67 tackles as a sophomore. Him and Willie Ava, the two leaders on this defense.
3rd down and 9.
See if the sophomore Prentice Jones can make a play.
Amina with a blitz coming. Here it comes, and we got penalty markers down, and so's Amina. Inside the 10-yard line. If this is a holding penalty, I think you decline it and take that sack if this is on Bishop Gorman.
Holding. Offense, number 78. This penalty is declined. 4th down.
Great job by Dylan Davis, the safety, to come on a safety blitz, and no one picked him up, and he gets in the backfield. Ace Amina had no chance.
That's the first sack of the game for St. John Bosco, and it came at a perfect time.
Yeah, there was the hold right there. Ko Holani got held, younger brother of George Holani, 6'1", 290-pound junior defensive tackle. But what a job by Dylan Davis to come on that safety blitz. That was designed perfectly.
And now Gorman kicking out of their own end zone, almost at the back line. They get the kick away. Short kick. This should give Bosco good field position. Grabbing it is Tubbs at the 46. He's heading to the far side. He's got some room. Inside the 15, the 10, and that's a punt return for a touchdown.
Wow. DJ Tubbs, man. And at first I was like, oh, man, he's got to come field this. Took a bounce. And once he got to the edge, man, there was a lot of green grass. Great job by Bosco here. Blocking downfield. Tubbs takes it all the way in. And, partner, we are an extra point away from this game being all tied up, 28-28. Good job by Tubbs, man. He knew where the open space was.
Got a nice block down the field by Lincoln Sinozic. And that freed him for those last 10 yards.
Wow.
And Nick Whiteman, you're right, an extra point away from tying this game up. They needed a football. We got a sideline warning against St. John Bosco. Next time that would be a 5-yard penalty. That's just guys creeping onto the field, but I could see why with the excitement of that punt return.
What a second half response for St. John Bosco.
No kidding. Whiteman's kick is good. We are tied at 28. With 9:52 remaining in the game, St. John Bosco was dead in the water at the end of the first half. Nothing going, all the momentum with Bishop Gorman, and that has completely disappeared as the Braves have stormed all the way back in this one.
Just like that, man, 28-28. And you got to give credit to the Braves special team unit there. There was somebody blocking everybody. DJ Tubbs showing you his athleticism. And there's a reason why DJ Tubbs has been playing for the Braves and making plays at a high level since he was a freshman. A lot of freshmen don't play for St. John Bosco. You got to be special, and you see that with DJ Tubbs. Are you shocked, or you kind of thought they could get, they're the number one team in the country. You knew they were going to make some sort of run, put a little bit of pressure on Bishop Gorman. I didn't know it would happen this quick. We got a whole fourth quarter pretty much.
Well, and this is the number 2 team in the country. Yeah. Like, I figure you get up like that, and you're going to maintain a 2-score cushion-ish, right, the rest of the way. But St. John Bosco has risen to the challenge.
And I can guarantee you there's probably people in the YouTube comments who are saying, how is this team ranked number 1? And the last quarter plus, reason why.
Whiteman's kickoff, low line drive, heading to the back of the end zone, and it will hit our cameraman down there. But he protected the camera and took it off the tripod. And Bishop Gorman now with the ball at their own 20.
And you could kind of feel the nervous energy on this side, and, a game you kind of had full control of. Here we go. Look at this camera work.
Look,
boom.
Did not even flinch.
Hit the tripod.
All the way, watch that all the way through. He could have bailed out.
Who's on that camera?
Who's our camera over there on that? Michael.
Get Michael a raise.
Nice job. Or hazard pay or something. Does he even have a cushion over there? I don't think he's got anything to block him.
You don't need no cushion.
Oh, look at that. That's a tough guy. Amina going to try to get this offense back to work. Noah Cole going to shift over to the right-hand side on first down. Cole the carry, and he will be knocked down after a gain of 2.
There's Solani again, man. He just eats up a lot of space. And, that's what Bishop Gorman was doing so well in the first half. They didn't have many third downs, and when they did have a third down, it was third and manageable. St. John Bosco has done a great job in the second half, putting them in those third and long situations where that opens things up tremendously for your defense when it comes to disguising blitzes and kind of playing the packages you want.
2nd down and 8. Still a ton of time left in this game. Each team used a timeout in the third quarter, so 2 remaining on both sidelines.
And this is where you really want your stars to show up. So if you're Gorman here, you got to find a way to get Zion Minor the ball. He's lined up one-on-one with the sophomore Prentice Jones.
He's got 2 touchdown receptions in the game and their lone scorer in the second half.
Kind of got a solid Willie Ava helping over there, safety.
Amina takes the snap. Washington's going to rotate out of the backfield. Here comes some pressure. Amina rolling out. He's looking for the corner, and he's going to stumble out of bounds. Let's see if he got to the 25-yard line. He may have picked up a yard on that play. Good pressure once again by St. John Bosco.
Yeah, and good thing they did get pressure because Minor, he was open down the field, but there was just no chance for Amina to get him the ball.
It is a gain of 1, 3rd and 7.
And this is what you wanted for the Braves defense. You got a 3rd and kind of long situation, 3rd and 7. And you can disguise a blitz here. You saw them get the sack with the safety, Dylan Davis, on the last 3rd down situation on the previous drive. And now you're putting a little bit of pressure on Ace Amina, too. This is a guy who's making his 2nd career start, started last week. But it's a different animal when you're playing against St. John Bosco, the #1 team in the country.
St. John Bosco fans and the bench trying to fire up the defense on a 3rd and 7 from the Gaels' 23-yard line. Amina yelling out the protection to the offensive line. Noah Cole back in the game. He's lined up to the right. Bosco showing blitz. Here they come with 5. It's picked up. The pass thrown, caught, far side. That's going to be a first down. As Costales Torres with a reception at the 32-yard line. Big-time pass play by Amina, and a great job by the offensive line picking up the blitz, Zach.
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention. They did a great job on picking up the blitz. Ethan Coach kind of showed the blitz a little too early, so it allowed the offense to know where it was coming from. And also a nice job by Corey Hitton, the running back there, to give Amina just enough time, and Azen Torres there with the big 3rd down conversion.
Just the second first down of the second half for Bishop Gorman, almost the exact opposite of the first half when they led 8-3. In the second half right now, it's 9-2 in St. John Bosco's favor. Here is a give to Hinton, and he is going to be smothered at the 35-yard line, a gain of 3 yards.
And even thinking coming into this one, St. John Bosco comes in with a 2-game losing streak. They lost their last 2 games last year. Trying to think when the last time St. John Bosco potentially had a 3-game losing streak of any kind. It's been at least over a decade.
Well, Jason Negron, we talked about this earlier in the broadcast, but he said, we had 9.5 good games. Then we had a bad second half against Mater Dei, and then a horrible game against Georgia Lutheran. I think you would say we've got a bad 2 games because that first half here, maybe about 9.5 games we were great, and then the last 1.5 not so hot. It's extend that to 2, but here in the second half, they've given themselves a fighting chance. Amina back to throw, rolling right. He's going to throw the ball away. Good coverage everywhere by St. John Bosco's secondary. 3rd down.
So the Gaels just had a 3rd and 7, able to convert it here, but nice job by the Braves defense to kind of put them in that 3rd and long situation once again. Man, this has sure been fun tonight here in Vegas. I mean, this is the perfect way to start the year, #1 versus #2, and it's lived up to the hype.
Well, there's a lot of boxing that takes place in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And if this is a 12-round fight, you could say the first 6 absolutely belong to Gorman on every scorecard.
Yeah.
But we're about, I'd call it, through 10 here, and got to give the last 4 to St. John Bosco.
Yeah. So what you're saying is that potentially we might get a little overtime if it's even after 12, huh?
We'll see. Fortunately, it's not going to come down to 3 judges sitting along ringside.
And you don't want to trust boxing judges, let me tell you that.
No. Zack, shoot. We want to keep that low. We want to make sure you get out of Vegas in one piece. Here's Amina, rolling right slightly. Here comes the pressure. Scrambles away from it. Penalty marker down in the secondary. Amina tackled after the throw. This might be a hold in the secondary, one would think, if you're throwing that flag at the 40-yard line.
It's got to be.
Here's Dominic Valdez.
Holding. Defense number 23. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Big holding penalty goes against Asala Wiliava.
That's one thing Coach Negro is going to look at. The team has been flagged 13 times. 12 have been accepted.
Yeah, and you see that a lot first game of the season. You'll see a lot of flags.
I mean, Bishop Gorman's had 10 penalties against them, so it's been pretty balanced. 22 penalties marched off in this game. Make that 9 accepted penalties for Bishop Gorman. They had 1 that St. John Bosco declined. Fresh set of downs for the Gaels at their own 41-yard line.
And if you're Bishop Gorman, you got to take advantage of that penalty, giving you a first down, keeping this drive alive.
First time we've got a split backfield back there with Amina. Sansino in motion. Amina looking across the middle and open is Hinton. Hinton puts a great move on the back in the secondary and ends up in the end zone. They throw out a new formation and it results in a 59-yard touchdown pass. Bishop Gorman reclaims the lead.
That's got to feel good for Hinton too, man. He was playing for the Braves last year and then he does his former team like that. A great play design, and Corey Hinton put a nasty juke on the defender here. Yeah, I mean, that's broken ankles right there. Touchdown, 54 yards. So they do take advantage of that penalty that allows the first down on that third down. Corey Hinton Jr., man, kid special.
Gorman's got the lead back with 6:49 to play. Extra point. Fuentes is good. 35-28. And Hinton fired up. That was a great play call. You had Washington on one side, Hinton on the other. They'd only been running one back on a wheel route or a screen pass. They said Washington on the screen, Hinton got the wheel, and he was open in the middle.
Yeah, that was perfect. You see here, he just had to make one guy miss, and he did so pretty easily. And he shows you that speed running away from Asala Wiliava. Corey Hinton Jr., 5'11", 190-pound junior. He's already got 12 offers. Arizona, Arizona State, Oklahoma, Utah, Washington, Wisconsin, Missouri among those. Yeah, last year for St. John Bosco, he had 54 carries, 410 yards, 6 touchdowns. Wasn't used a ton in the passing game, 11 receptions for 86 yards, and had 1 touchdown receiving. Bishop Gorman's happy he's on their team now.
That's for sure. Nice read by Amina as well.
Yeah, yep.
Fuentes was all out there with his team. He had the tee, he had the other 10 guys, he didn't have a football.
Yeah.
So out on the field it comes, and
kind of important. You need that, right?
Yeah, a little bit. St. John Bosco now with a chance.
Yeah, they scored on every drive of the second half.
They have.
Yeah, they've had a couple. They had a big 4th down conversion on the first one, had a 3rd and 13 conversion, and then a 3rd and 10 on the following drive.
Advice here for Bishop Gorman, keep the ball away from DJ Tubbs. And Fuentes is going to do that by booting it. Well, Tubbs is going to get it the 1. I thought it was going to go in the end zone. Tubbs has an opportunity. Spins out to the 28-yard line. It's a return of 27 yards.
Yeah, anytime Tubbs gets his hands on the ball, man, he's got a chance to house it.
I thought Fuentes had enough on that it was going to go in the end zone. And
I did too.
Tubbs did a good job just tiptoeing along that goal line and getting the ball over his shoulder.
And heads up play because now they get an extra 7 yards, I guess. Started their own 27.
26 yards on that kick return.
And Malik Allen really has been the difference for me in the second half. They've been able to utilize him, and he has just helped make all these drives a lot easier, taking a lot of pressure off Malau'ulu.
First down pass play. And that pass is going to go through the hands of Moa Ali. The sophomore Wasn't able to hang on to the football.
Yeah, that's a catch he'll tell you he should have had.
That's one of those when you've got young receivers.
Yeah.
They'll make a spectacular play, and he's made many. And then you've got one that's a little bit more basic.
Yep.
And you don't watch that ball all the way in. 2nd and 10. Koa's finding him more and more in this game, but this time he'll look left. The ball deflected into the air, and that will be incomplete. Through that time, it was Caleb Lea'ea. He's had a tackle for a loss, a fumble recovery in the end zone for a touchdown, and now a pass tipped at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Lea'ea having a nice game here. And it's exactly what you want if you're Bishop Gorman's defense. Back-to-back incomplete passes. St. John Bosco has been successful in the second half, though, with these 3rd and long situations.
3rd and 10. Allen's going to move to the left-hand side of the backfield. 2 receivers stack on either side. Gorman going to blitz. They're rushing 4. Koa's going to roll left. He's going to throw. He's got Plunkett open, and he's got pass interference. The back never turned to look for the football.
Yep. Xavier McDaniel there on the coverage against Plunkett. And Plunkett did a good job coming back to the ball.
Number 6, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
Yeah, I think if McDaniel just turns his head, they're not calling that. But a little bit of contact, too. Really no chance for Plunkett. Easy call.
I mean, good body position once again. That's something that McDaniel's been very good at in this game. But you're right. If there's a play on the ball like that, you got to turn around and look for it. The ball will be placed at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, big 15-yard penalty. So now the Braves kind of saw that 2 running back formation work for the Gaels. They got 2 running backs in right now.
Look, all good teams copy each other.
Very true.
They've got one guy staying in the block. Koa's got some time, but nobody open. He's going to throw, and he was looking for Allen out of the backfield. Nice coverage on that far side by Ivory.
This dude really does it all. I mean, he's coming in, forcing pressure off the edge. He shows you he can even drop back into coverage. Nice coverage there on Malik Allen.
6'4" and 215 pounds.
Yeah,
he really can move around.
He's an athlete.
Are you sure he's only a sophomore? That's what my roster says.
I think that's correct. Wow. And it's crazy. I mean, he's only got Hawaii, Sac State, UNLV. I told you he's going to have at least 5 more by the end of this weekend. So I might have said by halftime, but
you did. We have no way to confirm that.
No.
So on 2nd and 10. Play action. Allen open on the near side, looking to get a block. He is going to be spun down at the 47-yard line for a gain of 5, maybe the 48. They might give him an extra yard there. Boy,
I thought David Lee
a shot.
I thought David Lee had the ball there, but nice job by Malau'ulu to pull it in. And
David Lee took one for the team right there.
Yeah, Tayon Lawrence. That's 6'4", 230 pounds coming right at you, and you can't even defend yourself.
If you want to look up the word sacrifice in the dictionary, Lee just demonstrated what that is. 3rd down and 4. The ball just shy of midfield at the Braves' 48-yard line. Lee's going to move to the right, Allen to the left. Here comes the blitz. Koa's going to keep it. He's going to dive forward and maybe lose a yard. And there once again to meet him is Braylon Ivory.
This is a tough spot. Looks like they're going to punt. Probably the right call. Tayon Lawrence down on the field for Bishop Gorman.
At the end of that play.
Yeah, good job by the Gaels defense there to contain Malau'ulu. Didn't really give him a chance. Yeah, Tayon Lawrence, he went down right at the beginning of the play, too.
And everything just kind of ended up on top of him.
Yeah.
So you've got the punting team coming out on what's a 4th and 5 with 5:02 remaining. And Bishop Gorman could put a defining drive together here in just their 2nd game of the season.
Yeah.
or St. John Bosco's defense is going to come up big. As you see, Lawrence coming off the field, but he's putting no weight on that left leg.
Yeah, able to get up. But yeah, hopefully he's all right. That'd be a big loss for this Gaels defense. He's one of the top players in the class of 2028.
Over to the sideline as they clear a spot for him on the training table.
Yeah, I hope he's all right.
So the injury timeout over with, and the ball at the Braves' 47-yard line.
Offense coming back out.
Oh, they are. Okay. Bosco used that opportunity to talk things over. Koa's connected on a 4th down conversion. That was the first touchdown of the game for St. John Bosco here in the second half. It's the one time they've tried to go for it on 4th down. They were successful, hoping to do it here. Tubbs in motion to the near side. Roll out, dump to Tubbs. Here comes the tackle made by Loud. He read that all the way.
Yeah, great job by Kamil Loud. Wasn't fooled at all. Was tracking Tubbs the whole way. Great open field tackle, and just like that, Bishop Gorman takes over in Bosco territory. And that's what makes the secondary so good. The ability to come up and make plays and make tackles at one-on-one, and Tubbs had no chance.
Now, Loud saw that coming. And there were 2 Gaels over there anyway, so with McDaniel and coverage on the receiver behind him, Loud could go ahead and gamble. If he was the only guy out there, then he would have had to choose, and you probably choose the deep guy. You don't choose the guy underneath. But because he had help on the backside, he was able to go for it.
Yeah, kind of surprised they decided to go for it there. You punt it here, you maybe back Bishop Gorman up. Still plenty of time left, 4:39, but they elect to go for it, and Gaels make a big-time play on defense.
Amina now with a short field. First time in the game that Bishop Gorman is starting a drive on the Braves side of the football field. On the ground on 1st down. Cole trying to bounce to the outside. Cole is going to be tackled. He's also had his face mask grabbed. And so this is going to be a 15-yarder against St. John Bosco.
Looked like that was Elijah Tua.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense number 18. 15-yard penalty. 1st down.
I think that's just a function of height right there, Zach. You've got Dylan Davis at 6'1", Noah Cole at 5'10", and you might even be a little bit shorter than that, and you just stick your arm out, and suddenly you're at face mask level trying to make a play.
Yeah, and I think the refs might have got it wrong, too. It looked like Tua was there on the face mask as well. It could have gone either way, but big-time penalty on the Braves.
And that puts the ball at the 29-yard line. You might be on the edge of Fuente's field goal range. Maybe a 46-yarder if they don't get another yard. But they were really interested in that clock continuing to roll up there on the scoreboard, and they are looking right at it as Amina in this offense. Corey Hinton back in the game. He's in at running back. He's going to get the carry, running left inside the 29, down around the 27.
Braves got 2 timeouts left. Had to burn one on that first drive of the 3rd quarter.
They're going to give Hinton 1 on that play.
And if you're the Braves defense here, you got to just force a field goal attempt from this distance. You know, this would be no field goal kicker at the high school level is ever guaranteed. So if you're the Braves defense, you got to try and get a stop here and force a 35, 40-something yard field goal attempt.
2nd down and 9. Gaels are going to use as much of this play clock as possible. Now Cole in the game. Just continue to rotate those backs through. He's lined up to the left-hand side. Cole's got the football. He is going to be tackled around the 27, another yard. And now the Braves are going to use their 2nd timeout.
Yeah, I thought they were signaling timeout too, but I guess.
Oh, maybe not.
Yeah.
I thought I saw a whistle. Or heard one, I should say.
So big 3rd down here, because if you're the Braves here and you don't allow any more yards, you're looking at about a 44, 45-yard field goal attempt.
Got an update in that Miami Central Orange Lutheran game. Miami Central wins at 23-22 over Orange Lutheran.
Yeah, they're a good team. Miami Central ranked 35-34 in the country. Orange Lutheran at 60. Wow.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, replay, 3rd down.
That's a tough penalty on Bishop Gorman there, because now you would be looking at about a 50-yard, 48 to 50-yard field goal attempt from here if you don't pick up any yards.
3rd down and 13. Well, do you go play action here? I mean, you can run the ball again, and then the Braves burn a timeout. But
and I think, yeah,
you could here. A surprise. You got 4 receivers. In the backfield is Cole. They're just going to do a straight throw. Amina's going to roll right. He's looking. He's throwing underneath. That pass is incomplete. And that stops the clock with 2:16 to play.
Yeah, that does the Braves a favor here. I mean, this is tough. You try a 50-yard field goal here, or do you go for it on 4th and 12? You make the field goal here, you make it a 2-score game when they're going for the field goal.
Fuentes is coming out.
At least if you miss it at the high school level, Bosco would just start the drive at the 20, so as opposed to where the long snap or the holder's at.
This is from the 32-yard line. This will be a 49-yard attempt. Pretty much right down the middle. The holder is Clark.
And since it's a long distance, too, he's going to probably try and get a little lower, so you got to watch out for the block potentially from the Braves.
Here's Fuentes. The kick has distance. The kick is good.
Wow. Huge.
Maximiliano Fuentes has given his team a 10-point lead with 2:09 to play.
Wow.
That would have been good from a lot further.
Yeah, jeez. Kid's got a leg, man. Huge 3 points right there for Bishop Gorman. He is, as he should be, very excited. I mean, that's a huge kick.
I mean, that could effectively ice the game right there, and that was not a gimme by any stretch. Fuentes looked like he wished they'd had another 5-yard penalty, and he could have kicked it from 54. I think Coach Browner would say, hey, settle down, young man. 49's far enough. I was already sweating it on the sideline on that kick. We haven't talked much about the kicking game today, but Kason Clark has come in and done a nice job punting after Gorman, right before kickoff, had their punter go down. Danton Kaheaku, with an injury, was right foot. Clark, who is a kicker and punter on the team, came on and has done a nice job punting, and Fuentes connecting on all of the extra points. And then maybe the biggest kick so far this young season for Bishop Gorman, that 49-yard field goal. And now, really feeling it, he's going to boot this one deep, and it will go in the end zone for a touchback. That's an adrenaline kick right there.
And that's where it brings up, even Bosco electing to go for it on that 4th and 5 situation. The Gaels offense didn't really do anything on that drive. It came down to that 15-yard personal foul face mask penalty is really what got them into field goal range.
Well, folks, stay tuned for the MaxPreps Game of the Week post-game show at the conclusion of today's game. Zack and I will step away for a moment and then name our player of the game, come back, wrap up our coverage here. Even though there's 2:09 remaining, we don't want to
there's still
think we're summing it up too quickly here, but St. John Bosco now down by 10, and they got to move quickly down the field with 2 timeouts. On 1st down, Koa's going to step up into the pocket and look to run. And he's going to dive forward. He will be just short of a 1st down.
And you got to hustle here if you're Bosco. You want to keep those 2 timeouts as long as possible.
Unfortunately, if he got in the 1st down, he would have been able to stop the clock temporarily, but that 1 yard short, and then more time ticks off the clock. He steps up again, rolling right, going to dump it off underneath. That'll be a 1st down. A gain of 2, though. Nice open field tackle by Pesci Silva.
And no Tayon Lawrence for Bishop Gorman's defense on this drive after getting hurt. He's still over here on the training table.
So we're going to step up again. Here comes the pressure, and down he goes. That time is Paea Kosier. 4 sacks in the game for the Gaels. And a timeout called by St. John Bosco, as it'll be 2nd down and 16. A minute 26 showing on the scoreboard clock.
And there were a gang of Gorman defensive players that are able to get pressure on Malau'ulu. Yeah, great job. He's only a freshman, too. And he's really coming in and playing for Tayon Lawrence.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big opportunity for a freshman who may not have thought he was going to play much in this game, if at all. And then suddenly he's pressed into service and gets a big sack here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, forces St. John Bosco to burn their 2nd timeout. So it looks like Miami Central scored the go-ahead touchdown in the final 15 seconds. So it looked like that was a good one down in SoCal.
And if you have an NFHS Network pass, you can watch that game.
Yep, exactly.
On demand. You can watch the game recap.
Mm-hmm. Ray Fenton taking over as head coach. Spent the last 10 years at Los Alamitos, now coaching in the Trinity League. Second and 16 for the Braves.
Yeah, Koa adjusting the protection there, thinking there might be a blitz coming from his right, and that's exactly where it'll come from. He's going to roll to that right side and heave one down the field into double coverage, where it will be intercepted by Kamil Loud. And that will put a bow on a Bishop Gorman win.
Yeah, you don't got many options if you're the Braves. You're Malau'ulu there. You're just chucking it deep, hoping your 6'4", 205-pound receiver can make a play. But Kamil Loud, he's had himself a night too. Just tracks the ball, goes up, ball game. What are you thinking, Jeff? I think there's 3 guys really in the mix for player of the game. Really 4.
Walk me through them.
So 2 on offense, 2 on defense. I think Braylon Ivory really had the biggest impact in the game in the first half, set the tone for Bishop Gorman. He's in the conversation. Kamil Loud has had a big game as well for the Gaels. Offensively, pretty obvious. It's Ace Amina and Zion Minor.
All right.
I'll let you decide.
Okay.
Those are the 4 contestants.
We'll keep people in suspense until the postgame show.
Yeah. Though, I look at it this way, too, for Ace Amina. This is he started last week, but this is really his first big opportunity to start, and he gets to go in victory formation against the number 1 team in the country.
Bishop Gorman started with a 21-0 lead. They got rolling quickly, scoring on their opening possession, forcing St. John Bosco on a sack to fumble the ball in the end zone and recover it for a touchdown, then scoring later on in the first half, limiting the Braves to 42 yards of total offense in just 6 minutes with the football in the first half of play to take a 21-0 halftime lead. But then St. John Bosco came back and had it tied at 28 before a touchdown pass to Hinton and then a 49-yard field goal by Fuentes is going to wrap our final score at 38-28.
And I'll say this. This is the biggest win Brent Browner has had as head coach at Bishop Gorman. He's had a lot of big wins, obviously a bunch of state titles, out-of-state wins. The biggest win for head coach Brent Browner, taking down the number 1 team, St. John Bosco, at Fertitta Field. And he's done such a good job with Bishop Gorman. A lot of people forget that Bishop Gorman kind of fell off in 2018, 2019, didn't finish ranked in the MaxPreps top 25. He took over in 2020, the COVID year. They only played a couple games. And since then, he's led Bishop Gorman to 5 consecutive top 25 finishes. All 4 have been in the top 5 over the last 4 years, including a number 1 finish in 2023, where Bishop Gorman will be on Monday when we come out with our new MaxPreps top 25.
Well, one final knee taken by junior quarterback Ace Amina, who helps guide his team, a full team effort, to a 38-28 win over St. John Bosco in what was a very ebb and flow type 1 versus 2 game where Gorman dominated the first half. St. John Bosco had a beat on this for a good chunk of the second half, but Gorman hangs on and wins it. Folks, we'll come back with the MaxPreps post-game show. 38-28, your final here from Bishop Gorman High School. We'll be back with the post-game right after this.
Try to make it every week, but sometimes life gets in the way. With the NFHS Network, you can be there, catching those important moments live while on the go. And even if you're at the game, you're stuck behind your phone, trying to record that one great moment you'll remember forever. With the NFHS Network, live and on-demand games with highlights and game recaps will be ready for you to rewatch and share with friends and family. 30 sports across 50 states, 500,000 games. One way to get closer to the athlete who matters most, yours. NFHS Network. Be in the stands, wherever you are.
Jeff Kurtz, Zack Poff, back with you here at Bishop Gorman High School. The MaxPreps Game of the Week, 1 versus 2, and 2 holds court, 38-28. Bishop Gorman winning it over St. John Bosco. They moved to 2-0 on the year. St. John Bosco 0-1. Let's look at our player of the game for the winning team, Bishop Gorman.
Drum roll. Who's it going to be, Kurtz? We're going with the quarterback, Ace Amina. He had a big-time game. I don't know what his official stats were at the end, but I just look at the moment. He shined. Biggest game for him, making really his first career started last week. 4 passing touchdowns, 2 to Zion Venor. Also had 1 go to Corey Hinton. Did both go to Hinton or did the other one go to Noah Cole? I know he had 1 to a running back and another one to the other running back. So 4 touchdowns passing. Ace Amina, he's already got 21 offers. He'll probably get some more offers after this big-time game against the number 1 team, St. John Bosco.
Yeah, 1 to Cole, 1 to Hinton.
Yep.
1 to Cole in the early part of the game, and then the 1 to Hinton, giving them that 35-28 lead, and Fuentes with that fantastic kick from 49 yards to make it 38-28. Folks, we're in Texas next week. Duncanville versus Allen. We got barbecue lined up. Benny's Barbecue hooking us up again. We were doing that last year. Folks, Amina finishing 15 of 22 for 216 yards and those 4 touchdowns. We'll see if another quarterback for either Allen or Duncanville can replicate that performance or better it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Ty Snell, class of 2029 quarterback. He was a preseason MaxPreps All-American on the sophomore team. They also got 2 other first-teamers in a class of 2029. It's going to be a fun one in Texas. I don't think it'll be over 100 degrees, so that'll be nice. And it's opening week in Texas, and it's always fun to get out there. We did Duncanville DeSoto last year, and now we'll get to do Duncanville again this year, this time on the road against Allen in their $16 million stadium.
St. John Bosco will be hosting Roman Catholic next week, and a game you can watch on the NFHS Network.
I wouldn't want to be Roman Catholic.
I would not. Bishop Gorman's going to be at Columbus in Miami. And then they'll be at Mater Dei a few weeks after that. So their run through the Trinity League will continue. But today, their run through the Trinity League results in a victory, 38-28. Bishop Gorman, the winner over St. John Bosco. I'd like to thank our production crew at L2. And for my broadcast partner, Zack Poff, Jeff Kurtz saying so long from Bishop Gorman. We'll see you next week on the MaxPreps Game of the Week.
Here. You try to make it every week, but sometimes life gets in the way. With the NFHS network, you can be there, catching those important moments live while on the go. And even if you're at the game, you're stuck behind your phone trying to record that one great moment you'll remember forever. With the NFHS network, live and on-demand games with highlights and game recaps will be ready for you to rewatch and share with friends and family. 30 sports across 50 states, 500,000 games. One way to get closer to the athlete who matters most, yours. NFHS network. Be in the stands wherever you are.
You know, I'm a person too.